compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line Gold Unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it. They've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Every day, parents are investing in their children's futures, from helping with math to practicing for spelling tests to saving money for their education. I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. As parents, we want to give our children every opportunity. An AZ 529 education savings plan grows tax-free. So by saving even $15 a month now, we can make a big difference later. And that is the best investment of all. Learn more at az529.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 3 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Today is Wednesday. In case you didn't know, today is Wednesday.
Thank you so much for that.
Did you guys have Taco Tuesday? I had Taco Tuesday.
I had lasagna Tuesday.
That's not bad. If you can't have Taco Tuesday, lasagna is a good place to go.
Homemade lasagna Tuesday. Yeah.
Did you have Taco Tuesday, Harris?
I had Whataburger yesterday. Remember I mentioned
right,
I got that
about that,
random craving? I got that honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, not as good as what I had, though, because I went out and grilled the chicken. Chicken thighs.
Nice.
My wife seasoned them up all nice. I don't even know what the hell was on there, but it was good.
Skinless?
Yeah, boneless, skinless.
Oh, my God.
45 minutes later, we had the tenderest Taco Tuesday ever. And it was good. It was good. So, yeah, listen, I've got this. I don't know if I should mention it. Are you at all superstitious, Harris?
No.
Randy,
I'm actually not.
I don't think Randy is.
I try not to be.
Randy, sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't, right? Or just not at all.
Yeah, but there's nothing like getting between a couple of nice, thin, tender thighs for Taco Tuesday.
Yes, I agree. In many different ways. So I don't want to jinx it. It was a long period of time that Taco Tuesday was a dream, and then my wife started doing Taco Tuesday every Tuesday, and we're on a long win streak for Taco Tuesdays where it's happened every Tuesday.
You got to keep
for
that streak
a
going.
lot of months.
Yeah.
I just don't want to jinx it. So I don't know if I should even be talking about this right now.
You ought to give her $100 a week just for Taco Tuesday.
No, she don't need my money. I don't think that's gonna get. I don't think that's gonna get me anything. But I'm just thrilled with it. I hope it keeps going. I hope it keeps
tell
going.
her that. Tell her that. I mean, if she knows how much you enjoy Taco Tuesday,
she knows. She knows how much I love the taco.
Jeffrey, relationships are about communication.
Really, young Harris telling 54-year-old me that. Really?
I just thought I would give my 2 cents there.
Hear
my
that,
2
Randy?
cents.
You hear that, Randy?
And if Taco
Triple H.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Dude,
Giving relationship advice over here.
Well, I mean, look, when you're Triple H, you've lived a lifetime in just a couple of years.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Randy. Couldn't
Well,
a lot of
he's
Wednesday in
lived a
this whole
lifetime if
23-year life.
He's lived a lifetime if we kill him.
Oh, that's oh man.
That's how that works.
Best I get out of the control room and run as fast as I can.
Always know your exits, kid. That's all I'm going to tell you right now.
I may flee the border after this one.
I'll have you deported. I don't care.
Oh no.
Listen,
not again.
let me fill everybody in on what's happening on Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday, we've got the Sweet 16, but it starts at 4 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. So to not jip you a complete Daily Blender experience, we're going to go ahead and be on from 2 to 4 p.m. on Thursday and 2 to 4 p.m. on Friday. I have to remind them of that every single hour. Don't let me forget. And then you need to remind them of that while it's happening.
Yes.
So they remember to tune in the next day at 2 p.m.
Yes.
I'm telling them this because I won't be here.
So you'll get your daily and you'll get your blender.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Which one do I use daily? Which one do I use blender?
I think both.
You can't be both. One of you's daily, one of you's blender. Randy,
can
which one? No, okay, no, you're new.
I'm
Randy,
whiskey.
Okay, so you're whiskey. You can be daily and blender then.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
You're very presumptuous, Herricks.
The young man
you're
is
the
going to
newbie
be
around
the
here.
Daily Blender. I'm whiskey.
I think I just renamed him Herricks.
I've been renamed a lot on this show.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good things that have the X name to it. Skrillex is one of them.
Herricks.
Yeah. Xavier.
Dip Bleaketh.
Xavier.
What's the problem with your dog?
Well, what happened was Mom came home when the show started.
Yeah.
And Blue wants to go see Mom. However, somebody had evacuated their bowels next to the garage door.
Who would do that?
Mom is cleaning that up. And I'm trying to protect Mom from killing Blue.
Yeah. Blue would be best served being quiet right now because we don't mind over here, but he's going to get murdered.
Oh my God!
Yeah, dude.
It's a lot of threats of violence on today's show starting now.
Keep in mind, she's already made lasagna, so she's due to kill somebody here quickly.
Yeah, it's the Italian
could be the
thing.
dog, could be me. I don't know. It depends.
You sure it wasn't you, Randy?
I didn't.
Did that
it
by the
wasn't
garage
me.
door? It would be a classic to blame the dog.
You
Be
know,
an easy way out.
Generally, I don't evacuate my bowels, and if I did, it wouldn't be in that small amount.
Generally,
I can assure you that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When
I believe you. That's a good point.
Evacuate my bowels, young man, I get my money's worth.
Okay.
You don't want to be there when this happens.
I don't know if I do. I mean, it seems pretty graphic.
Mr. Wilbur says, I like a moist thigh, if I might say so myself. You know, they got powder for that. You can just shake the powder on yourself and it won't.
No, I think
you won't chafe, Mr. Wilbur.
Mm.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you're gone tomorrow and Friday for the 2 to 4 shows. Should I just send on this date in Big George's sports history to Randy? I thought you did that anyway. I thought you already did that. Did you get the emails every day, Randy? You probably
get them every day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why are you even bothering me with this, George? Why are you bothering me with this?
Wearing my classic Diamondbacks hat because today is baseball eve.
Yeah, and tomorrow, one of the reasons I'm not here is I'm taking the kids. We're going to go to opening day for the Diamondbacks.
Jeffrey's taking a staycation.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking a staycation.
I don't know how much cation there is to that, but we're going to go to opening day. Don't worry, we'll be incognito.
Yeah.
No
Well,
one will
that's
know
good.
it's us.
Yeah. Well,
So George also says, well, the Boston Celtics are coming to town today to play the Suns. You think the Suns can pull off the massive upset at the Foot Fungus Arena?
The Foot Fungus Arena.
It's not a massive upset. Boston is only favored by 4.5 right now. So how massive is that upset
No.
if we do win?
No, not a massive upset, especially with how well the Suns have been playing at home recently. I mean, that's not a massive upset. Suns would be an underdog, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of underdog. On the money
Yeah.
line, it's minus 185 in favor of Boston. I mean, and then there's other where the line is at minus 3.5. So
Yeah. So doing the math, the books think the Celtics have like a 60% chance.
sure,
to win.
it's respect, I think, for the Suns' home record
Sure.
is what's happening here.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
and,
I think
and
it is.
JT's not going to play. JT is definitely not going to play.
Jason Tatum,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Not Justin
Not
Timberlake.
Not Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, he does not. He looks like he should ball, but he does not ball.
No, he doesn't.
Crazy.
He plays. He's hella game of golf.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Golf, sure.
Crazy fact
Okay.
here. My dog at home in Tennessee.
Is that like a fun fact?
No.
Oh.
Oh, I tried to change it up. I was hoping you guys didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
no,
Dang
well,
it.
always notice that.
Oh, shoot. Okay,
Just
I got to
speak
get
your
more,
truth, Hicks.
All right, I got to get more Justin Timberlake's manager's dog actually is our dog now. How crazy
What?
is that? He in the
You
town
stole a guy's dog?
in the
Why
town
would you steal JT's manager's dog?
he couldn't take care of it. And my dad was friends with him and he offered, "Hey, how about you guys take him?" And we were like, "We'd be more than willing. Add him to the farm."
Does that get you dates?
Well, I mean, technically I have
You
a
know-
girlfriend, so you could say yes.
Is the dog's name Sexy Back?
His name is Buddy.
Oh,
Buddy. Yeah. Kind of looks like Blue. Like from what I've seen Blue in the camera, they look really similar.
what kind of a dog is he?
He's a Cocker Spaniel.
You know, I named my dog Buddy, and I was like, well, could I have picked a more generic name?
Blue
Maybe-
Escape.
It's like naming my kid Chad.
My dad actually has pajamas with Buddy's face on it, and I got some for Christmas. Maybe I could wear them to the show.
Don't do that.
No? You
No.
don't want me to do that?
No, no,
Oh.
don't do that.
Oh, come on.
We're trying to maintain some level
Don't.
of professionalism around
Don't
here.
do that.
Some level.
Don't do that.
We're
You
getting
can wear
to it.
you can wear the tops,
Okay.
not the pants.
Not the
Just wear. I
pants.
just want you to always wear pants when you're here.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know.
So Chosen One says Tatum was actually upgraded and he might play tonight. Oh,
Why?
Oh no.
Why?
Bradley Beal's out though, which is
Why?
fine because I don't think he's
Yeah.
Why does
He's never
JT
gonna
need
play
to play?
again.
Yeah.
Does he really need to play?
feels like they'll decide that, Randy.
Yeah.
I know you don't want him to, don't need him to, but they probably would appreciate his input.
Yeah.
Let him rest. It's against the Suns.
Moist One says, did this so-called manager move to Montana? Because I might know him.
Manager moved to Montana.
This is the manager that you own the dog that he couldn't take care of.
Oh, I see. Not that I know of. I think he still lives in Tennessee. Yep.
Did he was not able to take care of Buddy because he was traveling all the time?
He was traveling all the time. He had a lot of work going on. And so he was like, hey, and actually Buddy, like would leave the house and would go like downtown in my town and eventually go to our house.
You're really bad at taking care of dogs if they're just wandering away from your house like that.
Well, that was before we took him. He would wander, and my dad would be there, sitting on the bench, smoking his cigar, just hanging out, having fun time with the locals.
Your dad likes cigars?
He
This is
does.
a new fact, ladies and gentlemen.
Dare I
we
say,
did like cigars.
Dare I say, fun
Oh,
fact? Dare
my
I say?
God.
No.
Oh
No?
my God. Really? All
So
right, all right, go ahead.
here's something interesting. I am married to the woman that is the sister of the the veterinarian who cut his nuts off.
I thought you were really going somewhere with that.
Just found this out. So, man, we're all connected to Harris's dog in
Isn't
some
it
way.
just a small world, man? What a small world we live in.
Just chop them nuts right off.
Actually, my
he is
my
neutered, so
cousin-
Jeffrey.
That dog
Mike-
will never bring sexy back.
The only
Mike-
way that you knew. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, he'll bring sexy back. He just won't have any ramifications.
It's just not the same after that. You know, it's just
He'll
not the
try,
same.
and then you'll. Yeah, it won't get anywhere.
Oh, Cardinal
Oh,
Art has
that's
breaking
funny.
news. Cardinal Art has breaking news
Breaking it,
from the
breaking
Phoenix
it.
Suns.
All right.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news, Bradley Beal has been arrested for robbing the Suns of $50 million.
Oh, my God.
So now Cardinal Art has just lost his breaking news privileges.
Yeah, that's
We're
not breaking news.
never going to let you break news again for
Nothing
that.
true about that.
Shame on you.
Oh man, I was like, man, the fourth dimension beat me to it, and
Well, they will beat you to stuff. They will. It's just not
they've
him.
done that. They've done that. Yeah.
We're not firing the breaking news sounder for Cardinal Art ever again.
Stephon Diggs. It was within 30 seconds, and then someone barely beat me to it. I was
do
blown
you
away.
not have your phone set up with all the the bling bling bling? My wife's phone goes bling 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 bling. And I'm like, who are you dating? I mean, she's like, no, it's just I got all these different sports things. She's she loves football so very much.
Well, I shut all that stuff off.
Is
on
she
my
a Colts fan too,
Bling,
Jeffrey?
bling, bling. No, she's a Cardinals fan. So,
So
Mhm.
just both lame histories
Excuse
and
me?
lame teams.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
what?
Sorry, that slipped out.
my
Did you-
team's won a Super Bowl
What?
recently.
I'm sorry.
Has yours?
I'm sorry. What did I hear from you,
No, they haven't. Gosh.
Harold? What did I hear
Oh,
from you?
gosh darn it, Randy. No, I thought you were
Number
on my
one-
side.
Number one Rattlers fan said, "You remember Harold Horatio Heckaba? He was
Yeah.
a Hollywood producer who got stranded on Gilligan's Island, and he put together a production of Hamlet. Yeah, everything I know about Shakespeare, I learned from Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yeah. I mean, without a doubt.
And
You
Harold
kidding me?
Horatio Heckaba, the original Triple H.
Yeah.
I mean, Harold Horatio Heckaba is a gnarly name. I don't know if I could beat that. Harris Holland Hicks is pretty cool though.
It's a lot of H's.
It's a lot of
Do you like hollandaise sauce?
what sauce? Hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise.
Oh,
How do you not know what hollandaise
yeah,
sauce is?
I don't. Yeah, I haven't really had it. I
Sort
don't
of
know.
like a cheese raw egg
No,
flour
it's
thing.
not.
It's like a raw egg with
There's no raw eggs involved.
flour and cheese and
You're
raw
high.
egg. Yeah.
You're making it wrong, by the way, if that's what you're calling
You're
it.
high. Oh, I don't think Randy's high.
Cardinal Art says no notification H should be his new name. Notification H? I don't get it. No notification H?
No notification H.
What does that mean?
I think he's trying to say I like don't get notifications, but he said no notification.
Oh,
H.
I see.
So that would actually be that I do get notifications. So I think he just ended up running circles around himself.
Has anybody tried to call him Preparation H yet?
Actually has happened numerous times.
Mhm.
Yeah. People have done that in the comments.
I mean, on the show so far. So,
Oh, like in terms of you
Right,
guys
yeah.
on the show.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know if y'all
maybe
have.
tomorrow I will because he'll be prepping tomorrow's show.
I will be.
You know,
prepping.
here's another good
Lot of
one.
prepping.
Yeah, I know you love Triple H, but what if they called you H Bomb?
I would
Well,
take
listen,
that.
I am.
That's
I've
pretty
got-
good.
I got a
H-bomb's
buddy
pretty
that
good.
that we call H Bomb.
Yeah.
Harlan Loper. He's a friend of mine. We call him H Bomb.
That's a cool. Yeah, Harlan's a cool name.
Not
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of really cool H names, though, are there?
What?
H Bomb.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Like there's some bad ones, like Harold and Howard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Hank.
want to be named Harold or Howard.
Hank.
Hank,
I think
Hank's
Hank's
actually
pretty
cool.
Hank's
I like
cool.
I like Hank.
Hank's pretty.
Hank the
pretty valid.
Hammer.
Do I know a Hank?
Handsome Hank.
Remember, that's how we ended with
Handsome
Boogie.
Hammer.
Remember, I was like, hey, I wish I had a friend named Boogie. And then all of a sudden I said, I'll give dinner to somebody who let me call them
Well, I mean,
Boogie on the text line. That's how we ended with
technically-
Boogie. So what if I need a Hank?
Well,
we
there's
could
also
call Harris Hank.
No, we can't. No, he's just not. You can't even get
I mean,
Hank
we
out of
could.
Harris.
well,
we
there's
could.
also
Yeah.
Booger Wolf. That's pretty close to Boogie. Isn't that Booger Wolf in the
No,
comments?
Boogie.
Booger Wolf came
Boogie-
after Boogie.
Booger, yeah. So you have
Booger Wolf is
You get dinner with
a
Booger
cheap,
Wolf.
knockoff of Boogie.
No, he's not even a
Oh.
knockoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an imitation.
Chosen
Right.
One says hollandaise sauce is bomb on eggs Benedict.
See?
Never
See?
had it.
You've
dude.
never had eggs Benedict?
Yeah,
I've
it's
had
got a
eggs.
I
raw
keep
egg,
forgetting
I've had
that
eggs
you are an
Benedict.
amoeba at 23.
got raw egg, got cheese.
I've
and
never
some
had
flour.
hollandaise sauce. Never had
Yeah,
eggs
you gotta
Benedict. I
whisk
never
it.
had the touch of a woman.
I have
just
had-
never had any
Whisk
of these.
it all up.
I
in
have
a- like
had
a
eggs Benedict.
stainless
Well, then you had
steel.
hollandaise sauce. That's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
on eggs
Oh,
Benedict.
actually,
Is that's the sauce on there?
Oh.
Unless you had it at some weird place.
You know what you could do on the
cheap.
cheap? You could get one of those egg McMuffins, tear it open, and you whisk up some of that hollandaise sauce and throw it over there.
When you said whisk up, I thought you said we're gonna put like whiskey.
No, whisk. No, whisk.
Whisk up.
Whisk,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And then you pour that over the.
We ain't talked about a damn thing yet, have we?
No, we
What's
have not. We have not. But eggs Benedict is pretty good.
we
I
did
must say.
talk
Well, that's
about
the hollandaise sauce, you dope.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
am
the
yellow
I am a
sauce.
dope. Yeah,
See, I
didn't know.
told you it's yellow. Egg, some
It's
cheese,
not, just stop with the egg
and
thing.
some flour.
You're
Yeah.
misrepresenting the hollandaise sauce. It's more of a milk sauce, but whatever. Baker's Cocky Hen says Moist One has a hollandaise recipe for Harris. Yeah, don't open any emails from Moist One. Just you don't want to do that.
I never have, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, we're not giving out any of your information.
Who knows what's going on there?
So, can we talk about the Suns tonight? We've mentioned the betting lines. We've talked about who's hurt and who's not. And Beal, by the way, that whole thing there is just make believe. It says hamstring. Yeah, it's more like they're just shelving him. That's what I think. Do you think we're going to see Bradley Beal again this year, or do you think I'm wrong about the shelving?
I think we'll see Bradley Beal again.
Okay,
this year. In terms of how much, that remains to be seen.
They got to, they have to take care of him because they're still figuring stuff out. I saw a rumor that Kevin Durant that might actually get traded to the Celtics.
Interesting. Yeah. It would make sense. What would the Celtics give up?
That is exactly what I want.
Is the question, because
what would we accept from Boston Celtics for Kevin Durant?
And Boston, I mean, this is a championship caliber team. They just won the championship. My question would be what is the pro here with, not that Kevin Durant, no diss on Kevin Durant, but what's the pro for the Celtics here on going after a guy like Kevin Durant when you already have this amazing championship team? There's a chance you could mess with the rhythm a little bit.
Well, this came from Nick Wright, if that matters.
Okay. Yeah. Nick Wright is,
he's from the show First Things First.
Yeah.
And
household name in sports media for sure.
So he's, he's saying, they might be looking to get them some Kevin Durant this summer. Of course, for them, as with us, to get, you have to give, you have to unload to, make a change. Why would they even need to make a change? Right now, here's their record: 53-19.
Yeah.
We are 35-37.
As near mid as it gets.
So
for Phoenix,
for him to say that there's a chance that they might want Kevin Durant, I mean, how could they even make that work? Do they have the money? Do they have the room?
Boston. So fun fact about Boston and Phoenix, they're the two teams that are above the tax apron, the second tax apron.
Right.
So they're spending a lot of money. In terms of what Boston would give up, I mean, they have so many complimentary pieces from Derek White, Drew Holiday. I wonder if they dip into that. Picks, I'm thinking, is the way to go. I think if you're Phoenix right now, you're saying, all right, well, I mean, bearing what we see for the remainder of the season, we're not sure if this is working. We may have to rebuild. So picks might be what the Suns are looking for in this.
Boy, this will turn into the worst chunk of time that the Phoenix Suns have had in a while. Because you had a young team that was starting to really gel and come together.
Yeah.
And some players who have gone on to greatness on other teams. And if we just had stayed that course rather than, pulling the trigger on all these other guys, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but I sure miss those guys.
Yeah.
I do miss those guys.
Having a guy like Chris Paul around too, just to help that player development. I mean, what Bridges is now, I mean, Cam Johnson's turned into a really good player.
Yep.
There's it's definitely tough. And you could scratch your head and say, man, what could have been?
Yep. There's no use in that anymore. So now we got to look at what could be a rebuild coming up this summer.
Possibly. Very possible.
See, Randy and I we don't have many years left.
No.
They got to start doing something soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before it's too late for us.
I'm not allowed to die until the Suns win a championship.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
I agree with that.
I am. Harris, you could die anytime you want, but Randy's not allowed to die.
Well, I mean,
no, I'm just saying, I'm giving you permission. I'm not trying to get in the way of your life choices. I'm just trying to say, Randy, not allowed to die until the Suns win a champ.
You guys are also
until the Suns three-peat.
Oh yeah, three-peat. Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
You guys are also very passionate Suns fans. Y'all have been in it since day one. I did not grow up a Suns fan, and so y'all's passion is unrivaled. So maybe y'all should have that. I don't know if
you keep messing with me, kid. You may not grow up at all. I like that threat.
Oh man,
sorry.
I'm getting some threats.
I got my kids with me this week, so.
So you're getting
that just comes out naturally.
It just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we got a little more NBA stuff to talk about. We want to try to give you an idea of what is to come for Sweet 16. We know when the games are and where the games are and all that stuff. We will give you the full 411 on that. plus a bleep ton of NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. Call now. 800-575-8924. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us at TRA.com or call 8924. That's 800-75-8924. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. Scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call. 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
The Rich Eisen Show.
The plan for Browns fans, they might be sitting there going, is his heart really into it or not? He's going to sack the free world and you're going to enjoy it. The question is will there be more W's than L's in the standings? And how will that affect Myles Garrett down the road? Do you care about down the road now in 2025? Probably not. But in 2025, what is going to be the situation at quarterback?
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so here's the plan. This music makes it sound like we're about to plan a heist, doesn't it?
Dude, I love this music. I'm bopping. I'm bopping.
Here's the plan. All right, now listen up. Randy, here's what you're going to do.
All right.
You're gonna take the grappling hook. You're gonna shoot it up over the fence. You're gonna climb up over, and then you're gonna find that ladder, and you're gonna go up to that window. You're gonna shimmy in. You're gonna get in there. You're gonna get to the safe, and you're gonna blow the safe, and then you're gonna grab the gold, and then you're gonna slide that down the chute, and then we'll put that in the truck, and we'll drive away.
I'm just imagining, like,
hold on, Harris. I'm about to tell you your part.
Oh,
Harris, here's your part.
Okay. You're probably going to die like immediately. Somebody's going to come out shooting, and you'll probably take the first 6 bullets, and then we'll remember you fondly.
We're going to use you as a human shield.
Yeah,
you're known as an American hero.
He's not much of a human shield. He's not that big.
I'm really not that big. Randy, you might be a better shield than
if we hold him up on our shoulders, at least it'll prevent a headshot.
Sideways.
Yeah.
There you go. Up there like this. Randy, when I heard that music, I just imagined you like jumping out of a plane like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. You know? I just imagined you like jumping, like leaping across buildings and stuff.
I feel like if I'm going to do Tom
like running full speed with Usain Bolt.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do it to Foo Fighters or something along
that.
You know, in the club, boom, boom, boom. That's when I'm kind of working angles.
Right. That's heist music, right?
I'm kind of sneaking in. But if I'm jumping out of a plane, I feel like that's Foo Fighters.
I ain't jumping out of a damn plane. So here's what's happening Thursday and Friday. As we said earlier, the show will be on from 2 to 4 p.m. Then afterwards on Thursday, from Newark, you got BYU and Alabama. Then about 10 minutes later, they'll fire up in San Francisco, Maryland versus Florida. Now, again, as you know, Westwood One and 15A The Fanatic, we do sort of a red zone thing where you go to wherever the best action is.
Whip around coverage.
There you go.
Whip around.
Then later on at 6:39, we'll whip around over to Newark again for Arizona and Dookie. Go Duke.
Tell us how you really feel, Jeffrey.
Go Duke.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that hair? That was long.
What are you doing? Are you clipping your eyebrows with a pair of teacher scissors? Those look like teacher scissors.
Did you see that?
Why
that was long.
No, we can't see that from here, but geez, that looks dangerous.
Looked like a rope to me. But anyway, go ahead.
7:09 from San Francisco, you'll have Arkansas taking on Texas Tech. Now,
good games.
Harris and Randy will break down all these games for you guys tomorrow. And then on Friday, they'll come back and they'll break down the following. From Atlanta at 4:09, you got Ole Miss and Michigan State.
That's right.
It's going to be a good one.
Because I like my paycheck. Go Michigan State.
Go Sparty.
Hey, Michigan State's going to be the favorite. So
and I don't give a crap about Ole Miss, to be honest.
Oh,
I really just don't.
my parents went there.
Oh, yeah?
Where Lane
Actually,
Kiffin.
oddly, I still don't give a crap.
Dated a girl from Ole Miss as well. Fun fact.
Oh, no kidding.
My parents went there. Yep. Ole Miss, if I had to rank top college, like most beautiful college campuses, Ole Miss might be number one.
No.
No
ASU,
kidding. It's
number
Ole Miss.
one, far and away.
ASU is really nice.
Is the jewel of all colleges.
You don't notice the desert background when you see the talent.
ASU, and then everybody else.
It's better than Arizona's, that's for sure.
Arizona.
Oh, UAZ.
Yeah, U of A just the campus. The arena's super sick. I love McHale, but the campus.
I don't like McHale either. It reminds me of Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
I tell you.
So let me just fill you in, and you can tell me. So Ole Miss and Michigan State, and then 10 minutes later from Indianapolis, you got Kentucky taking on Tennessee. That's going to be a nice matchup.
Oh yeah.
Then later on, 6:39 p.m. From Atlanta, you got Michigan regular versus Auburn. Go Auburn. And then later on, around 7 o'clock from Indianapolis, you'll have Purdue and Houston. So, this is interesting. All 4 number ones still playing.
Yeah. How about that? How about
Very
that?
chalky.
The last time all number 1 seeds and only time made the Final Four was 2008.
You think it's going to happen again?
I think it very well could happen.
Yeah. And so
Very well could
now,
happen.
as far as the number 2s, there's only 3 number 2s playing at this point. So we lost a number 2 somewhere along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, Arizona is always number 2 in my books.
Well, I mean,
even though they're 4.
They're number
I'm
4,
just saying
actually.
they're Dookie. They're poopy poop.
They're number 2.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Arizona would have to do a heck of a lot if they want to beat Duke. Like have their best game of the year.
So Walter Mellon thinks we should blow the whistle and give Harris 5 minutes for fun fact. Did you actually say fun fact again?
I don't think I did. No.
You think you did? There, 3:28 p.m.
He said crazy fact.
I said crazy fact, and I was hoping they didn't see it.
Just as bad. That is just as bad.
I was hoping you guys
though?
didn't
Come on,
see
it's
it.
crazy fact. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about this craziness. The NBA owners, they get together like the NFL owners. And usually when you hear me, let me tell you what I like in this too. When it's an NFL owners meeting or an NBA owners meeting. Hey, Randy, you know how when we used to come into the radio station all the time?
Yes.
And we'd pull into the parking lot and you'd see a Cox Communications van sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first thing you thought? We're going to be off the air.
Something's wrong.
We're going to be off the air.
Yeah.
Our internet is down.
Yeah, the internet's going to go. We're going to be off the air because these knuckleheads always come in and mess with stuff. That's the same feeling I get when I see that the NFL owners or the NBA owners are meeting to discuss rule changes or are meeting to discuss new ideas.
Yep.
Well, the NBA owners got together and now they've got a doozy that has been proposed. And that is this, an international European league.
What?
They're going to add on a European version of the NBA. So here's the thing. Here, NBA stands for what? National Basketball Association.
Yeah.
National. So, hell are you going to call this other thing? The International National Basketball Association?
WBA, worldwide, WWBA, worldwide.
This is
Basketball Association.
WWBS. Why are we doing this?
The INBA, International Not So National
There's
Basketball
already
Association.
international basketball. They don't need this. So I'm trying to figure out. I know the NBA is always trying to explore and expand the brand, but I don't understand is what are you trying to do here?
Well, you know what? I honestly think basketball's gotten so popular across the globe, and the NBA viewership in America is actually like really down. So, in terms of America, maybe not the world. So, I think maybe these NBA owners and people are realizing, like, hey, maybe America isn't our only home base. I wonder, yeah, maybe that's how Matt Ishbia sounds. I don't know. But at least
it actually is.
Oh, it is. But maybe they're not real. They're realizing, hey, maybe not just America's our home base.
So you're trying to say that if the ratings are down in the United States of these Americas, that you can increase the amount of eyeballs and
Europe
and jersey sales. So when they expand this new league, it's by itself. It's not part of the NBA. It'll be a new league with 8 to 10 franchises.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to bring in existing international teams? Are they going to create brand new versions and then they end up with the worst of what's left, kind of like the CFL does with our football players?
You know,
if you go back in history, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Randy.
A second, Triple H. Back in history, though, when they had the ABA and the NBA, remember that, Jeffco?
Mm-hmm.
What did they do? No. They robbed the ABA of quality basketball teams. San Antonio Spurs, one of those. The Tropics, the Michigan Tropics, one of those teams. So what are they going to do in Europe? They're going to go. They're going to headhunt some of these European teams to be a part of this ENBA configuration.
Oh, you can still call it the NBA because the European national. Well, it's not national.
NBA, INBA,
RBA,
the INBA.
So let me tell you. Let me tell you all this. When you watch a European basketball game, like, have y'all seen those videos of a game in Serbia?
No.
Like, there's literally like, it is the loudest, most engaged crowd possible. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to put NBA fans on blast here. When I go to an NBA game, it's a bunch of kids on their phones. There's a lot of empty seats. There's load management. People don't care as much about the team as they do the players, and so there's not this sense of tribalism. Okay, and in terms of the American, NBA,
I feel, Jeffrey, this is maybe where we use the Triple H theme song. This.
Oh, you've just been itching to try to use this. I don't know that this is really the place.
He's going to put NBA fans on blast here.
I'm putting him on blast.
This is how it
you
goes
really
right
feel like you have to.
I mean, this is it right here. This is
it.
Triple H now with his NBA fans are on blast.
That's right, folks. Triple H is putting NBA fans on blast here for the main reason because when I go to NBA games, it's a lot of kids on their phones.
You
like
said all this already.
Well, I'm just repeating
your
it
next
for the
step.
song.
Go on your next slide. Over the music.
I'll say this. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'll say this. When I go to like a college basketball game, whether it's like Durham or Lawrence, Kansas, it's the crowd's so engaged. I think the NBA sees that and they're like, you know what? We're missing that. We don't have that. Here is a way we can get that. We can go and find a team in Serbia. We can go and find a team in France or Lithuania that's going to be absolutely igniting. The crowd's going to be awesome. So I think the NBA sees this as an opportunity to bring tribalism back to the league like there was in the 90s.
I wonder what sort of talent you'll get in this because, like we've said, there's already international basketball and there's countries with their own teams already. So, and then I wonder, it's like, all right, if you establish this, then are we also robbing the NBA of Giannis Antetokounmpo or of a Jokic or of a Djokovic? All these guys that come from other countries may not find their way all the way to the NBA because now they're in the international version. So there's a lot of consequences from doing something like this, and I'm not quite sure what they all are yet. And I don't even really have a feeling of what this looks like.
I mean, it's interesting. it's good. It could be really, really interesting because I think there could be down the road, this European whatever NBA could end up becoming its own division. And you have two conferences in the NBA essentially, like the American division and the European.
And you're going to
division.
make NBA play the
And it
IBA.
becomes like the IBA, like the International Basketball Association, and EuroLeague. Like the EuroLeague now could be like absorbed basically into the NBA.
How many NBA teams are there again? 30?
30.
The United States has 30 teams.
Yeah.
Spain will have one. Greece will have one. You see where I'm going with this? How do you
I don't know
work
if
that
Spain
as a
will- I don't know if
division?
Spain will have one. I think Spain could easily have like 2 or 3.
So
like Lithuania,
but in
I mean,
general, the international
Barcelona.
teams, they are okay. We have the East, we have the West, then we have way the hell over there. Is
Yeah.
that how you're going to do this? 3 the conferences?
like the American League, you have 2 divisions. You have the American division and the European division in the NBA. 2 conferences, not 2 divisions, where they could do that. I think this is what they want to do. This would be a really, really long-term project, but I think what the NBA saw, they saw what the NHL did with the US and Canada, and they're like, hey, this is a way we can bring tribalism back to the NBA.
Well,
is
I
we
mean,
can
I-
have Americans
I don't know that
against
you can.
Europeans.
I don't know you can mix all this up. Because here's what's
I-
going to happen, Harrison. You know it as well
Yes.
as I do.
Yes.
The United States will bleep stomp those international teams. They
Well,
will
yes,
bleep
the-
stomp them back to
well-
the Stone Age, and then it's
Well-
going to be to a point where it's like, what is even the point of this?
Yes, but no. We're talking about players from around the world in the Olympics that have, in the past, they have put a whooping on the USA's ass, and it wasn't until just recently when the NBA woke up and allowed their players to go play in Olympic events again.
So you think the level of play worldwide
I think
is
absolutely.
NBA level?
I mean, when you start talking about people that are in the NBA that are not from they're not Americans. I mean,
But those guys will
Jonas
stay here,
Valanciunas,
though. They're going to stay on these teams. They won't be going back to those teams.
They might, but I mean, can you imagine how many people played with Luka Doncic and are as good as Luka? He played alongside these guys, and they're playing in the European version of the NBA now. What about another Giannis Antetokounmpo? What about a Nikola Jokic? What about Domantas Sabonis? What about some of these guys that have?
They all play here.
Well, they play here now, but what about these guys playing outside of here and developing teams internationally to compete? And I don't think, let me say this quickly, that the NBA should travel to Europe to play games. I think if you want to have this NBA or ENBA, whatever it is, this European
We'll call it the
extension of the
IBA.
NBA.
IBA, I guess.
Okay, I think there's already an IBA. I think, but anyway, I think, or maybe it's IBA or something like that. Anyway, I think what you do is maybe you start developing this, and then you have a true world championship basketball a playoff rather than just the NBA saying, well, we're world champions. I don't think so.
That would mean that the organization that has the NBA and the IBA would have to absorb some existing teams. Now, Adam Silver did say, he says, yes, we would probably try to include some existing teams because there's a broad base of countries
Known
out there
brands
with
in that.
history. And
Sure.
he says, out of respect for those traditions, make them part of this. I feel like this is just it's going to be a huge mess. And when you try to integrate things, now you end up with travel as an issue for a whole lot of different people. And it gets silly. It almost gets too silly to have everybody flying all over. That's the whole thing I'm worried about with the NFL. You bring in the games in Dublin. You bring in the games in Madrid. You bring in the games in England and Germany and Mexico and who knows where else they're going to try to do this.
I don't know.
And the travel just becomes ridiculous, and the wear and the tear on the players, the expense to the teams, and the logistics of everything. And at some point, there's going to be a disaster from all that.
I don't know. I think in this day and time, teams can figure out how to make the teams travel, and it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. I mean, think about the arena where you
catapult. Is that what you're going to do? You're sending people by catapult?
Think about the arenas where you have 20,000 people, captive audience, You have all of the signage going on. Think about all kinds of events that pay for travel for these teams to go back and forth across the country. I mean, you don't think these billionaires are paying a huge travel price to these air companies, these air carriers, do you? I don't think so.
Folks,
these guys
in
won't
any
even
travel,
pay.
whether you own the plane or whatever, you're paying for the
Well,
gas. If you're paying for the tickets, so you're paying for something. All of the logistics cost
maybe,
a
maybe.
bleep ton of money, no
Well,
matter how you're
yes,
doing it.
But these billionaires are still billionaires. They're not going bankrupt.
You've heard them complain, Randy. You know better
I know.
than that.
I've heard them complain.
And that's the
because
thing that might come to mind of an NBA owner sitting there at a meeting going, I don't think the money makes sense on this one, pal.
United Airlines is the official travel partner of the of the Carolina Panthers. I mean, you hear it all the time. These guys are getting all kinds of free travel.
Honestly, Jeffrey, you talked about the free agency thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think free agency would be a completely open market between the NBA, between the American NBA and European teams as well. So like Nikola Jokic could have the option to sign with Serbia's team just as he could.
He already
the Denver
has that
Nuggets.
option.
Well,
you quit the NBA, you go do what you want.
Well, you
Not
make
make the kind of money he's
significantly
making
less
now.
money. You make way less money. And if they're all under one umbrella in the NBA, there could be a lot more money to show.
Sure.
So the international Europe has completely caught up to America in basketball. Completely. If not, they might be better nowadays. I mean, you think of the best NBA players like Nikola Jokic is from Serbia. Giannis is from Greece. Embiid's from Cameroon. Who else even is there? I mean, Luka's from
Luka
Slovenia.
Doncic.
Yeah, Luka's from Slovenia. And so you could keep listing it off. Like, this is actually a product that could really, really benefit I look at the NFL and I'm like, football is at its deepest core a completely American thing. Basketball was, you could say, I mean, it was invented by a Canadian, but it became an American thing. Now it's a worldly thing. Like it's a pure, like even Australia. So the NBA, in my opinion, would greatly benefit from this.
Well, I would like a clearer picture of how this whole thing could be done. And we already complain about seasons being too long. They're going to get longer. We already complain about the way they do playoffs and stuff. Now it's got to get chunkier. The whole thing, I don't know. You might be growing into an area that just isn't going to make much sense, but we can worry about that another time. We'll come back from this break. We've got a bunch of texts sitting here on the text line and tons of other crap to talk about. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Al, why is there a goat on the Al, why is there a goat on the table?
You said you wanted farm to table. He wouldn't sit in the chair.
That's not what I meant, Al.
Amy's Swinehouse, where everything is locally grown and produced: eggs, meats, vegetables, and outstanding breads and bakery. Renowned chef Jonathan Allen makes Amy's Swinehouse a true farm-to-table experience. Enjoy fresh, delicious dishes from a 5-star chef. Amy's is the best breakfast and brunch, worth the drive from anywhere in the valley. Search Amy's Swinehouse today.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm wearing my Robert De Niro glasses.
I see that.
These remind me of Robert De Niro at the end of Casino, and he's the
Yeah.
old guy, and he's got these giant glasses, and he's picking the games. You know?
Yeah. I
don't
can see
know.
that. Yeah.
My wife likes these.
I do want to clarify the IBA is actually the International Boxing Association. So
Oh,
they will
crap.
not be the IBA.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Well, I knew I heard IBA
It
somewhere,
sounded
but
familiar. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
the FIBA is also soccer and basketball.
FIFA is soccer.
Fifi
FIBA is
FIBA
basketball.
is basketball.
Federal
right? Yeah, okay.
International.
All right, there you go.
well, they
Basketball
better come up with
Association.
something catchy if you're going to include them in the NBA.
Well, it's going to be the ENBA. It can't be the WNBA.
The NONBA.
Yeah, but you
The
can't be
NSNBA.
the European National Basketball Association because there's a bunch of different nationals. You know, a country is national. So
The European nation.
Do you think
yeah,
they're like
there you go. European. Well, it's not a
that's a
nation
good
though.
one.
European nation. Europe isn't a nation. Europe is a continent.
Do you think they like pull a Big Ten and despite having way more than 10 teams, they just keep the name?
Probably.
They'd probably do that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find
NBA
out.
International.
I wonder how long it'll take them to get this garbage going.
The European.
Yeah. Yeah,
man.
yeah, you know, this whole mixing up of NBA and international
Well,
stuff.
You also have to, it's such a deep concept because you have to think about like, I'm going to go into weeds here, but like GDP per capita of these countries isn't as high as American countries. And so they may not be able to pay the same ticket prices as an NBA game. So like GDP per capita in Serbia is like what? I don't even know, like 10,000 is a guess.
So other NBA
US
teams will
dollars.
have to collectively help support the European teams.
Right, right.
And the owners are not going to sign off
Right.
on that.
Yeah. That's maybe what the meeting is even about with the owners. And so
They'll kill it.
yeah.
This will never see the light of day if that becomes a thing.
Right, right. But there are some European, like Spain could support it. France could support one. There are some that could, right? It's just a matter of it's not just volume, it's quality. And how
They're only
much you
looking
can
at
get per
8 to
ticket.
10. If there's 8 to
8 to
10
10.
teams that can,
Yeah,
well, there you go.
yeah.
What about Germany?
Germany could totally. I mean,
What about
with the way-
UK? UK could.
basketball is just not big in the UK as it is like in Germany, France, or Spain. So,
Well,
like,
Paris, London, Manchester, Berlin, Munich, those are some of the cities that are being considered.
yeah, all those. I mean, Germany, they won the FIBA World Championship a couple of years ago. It nearly beat the U.S. too. So
Slow Mo Zo says Americans don't watch overseas sports. Do you see anyone watching Japanese baseball?
no, but
yeah,
I
but
see,
this is different.
I see people watching the FIFA World Cup.
This
People
is
do it.
this is not just a sudden, hey, we're watching something international. This is they are part of the NBA.
Yeah.
So there's a connection there where the interest will be peaked, I think.
America would be still involved. All those teams in the NBA that we've listed aren't going anywhere. It's just a matter of like getting the Americans versus like the Europeans. That would bring sort of a ignited sense of rivalry. Pretty prevalent.
Well, I mean, look at what the NHL just did. when they-
Right.
with
Yeah.
that the cup that they had with
Yeah,
these four
for
nations.
sure.
The
For
Four
sure.
Nations Cup thing, there's at least a good reason for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because inside of the NHL already, you have those players. So
Yeah.
this isn't like we've just pulled something out of our tuchus. This is, the
the Americans, the Canadians, and the someday the Russians, someday you know what I'm saying? So that's it's not quite the same because we don't have enough foreigners inside of the NBA to create a four nations kind of deal.
Well, Jeffrey, I think this would be a process. So this would be like, the NBA is going to be like, we're going to add 25 European teams.
Well,
It's
they've
gonna be
said
like,
10.
We're going to
10
add,
is what they're looking at.
We're going to add 8 to 10. And then we're going to see how the NBA started. I think the NBA started with like 8 teams in the Bill Russell days, and then it grew and grew and grew. So maybe this could be one of those things where this continuously just grows and grows and grows like that.
888-368-1580. Silver Pop says, Jeffrey, Harambe Harris Hicks did say both crazy fact first, and then he said fun fact. Here's a fun fact for him. Harris, your fun facts, they're not fun.
All
Oh, I think they're fun. Come on, you guys.
Oh man, hey, I have
Come
feelings.
on, they are
Believe it or not,
too.
I have feelings and emotions here, and I may hide them on the show, but
You know what, Triple H,
I can
don't
cry
worry
when you're
about
not
it.
looking.
Yeah,
Please don't
these
cry
guys
when we
love
are
it.
looking.
Yeah,
That's
no,
just too
don't
much.
do-
Walter Melton says, do these guys ever stop to think the ratings are down because you have 15 different apps to watch one dang sport these days because everything is all spread out everywhere? And
Well, I heard Stephen A. Smith go on First Take and say, if there are no Cinderellas in college basketball, the sport will cease to exist. And I heard that, and I really questioned that.
not true.
Yeah, because I said, you know how many viewers Illinois and Kentucky got? 15.3 million people watched a round of 32 game. You know the last time the NBA got 15 million viewers for a game? 2019, before
Well,
COVID.
I mean, I
Before
think
COVID.
Illinois, Kentucky had so many viewers because nobody works in those two states.
Yeah, there's no jobs, so you have nothing else to do.
Right?
Baker's Cocky Hen says Triple H is putting America on blast. We have made being a belligerent fan something shameful. They throw batteries at you in some of these other countries when they're
Yep.
upset. Yelling stuff at players gets you kicked out in America now.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say, growing up in the South, this can still exist in America. I mean, college football and even college basketball in a lot of places in the NFL are as tribal and personal as can be. I just don't see that same energy in the NBA because I think I'll say this at least, the reason why the NBA.
You'll say this, Randy. Get ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why viewership in the NBA is really
Let me
tanked
show you this about that.
is because when I watch the games, I kind of get turned off by seeing 5 sportsbook sponsors and all these other sponsors. And it's like,
I
this
am
feels
numb
as-
to it.
Yeah, it just feels as corporatized. It feels very corporatized.
Well, it is.
Yeah. I think
that's a word.
Corporatized.
And when I
Yeah.
watch college football or college basketball, it doesn't feel like these corporations are just like completely taking it. Like when I watch like Tennessee and Alabama and Neyland or Ohio State and Michigan, it doesn't have that same energy. Like when I watch an NBA game, it kind of has that energy.
Yeah.
I think that's turned people off of it.
602 Pats fan says, is the radio getting hijacked again? You guys cut out for like a minute there. Oh, I don't know, man. Listen, if you have technical difficulties, change the station to 1580 AM. Or if it was 1580 AM, try 99.3 FM. If things get real dicey out there, go to our 1580 The Fanatic app. Or you can even just go to 1580thefanatic.com and stream it live from there.
That's right. That's right.
I need more information.
Avenues.
Yeah.
Need more information, Pats fan. If you got to tell me what signal you're listening to, then I can yell at somebody.
Right.
Number one Rattlers fan. I read your text earlier. Thank you. Big George says, Harris, I don't like your commie talk about those Europeans being better than us Americans at basketball. We invented the game. God dang it.
What
And
are
you
you
take
doing?
that commie talk back.
What?
Take it back to your university.
What?
George, he
what?
went to ASU. So
Yeah.
Canadians invented basketball as well, not Americans.
a
Um,
Canadian said, hey, look, I got a beach
Canadian.
basket. And then after that, the Americans took it over. We got this. We got this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then later, when everyone was allowed to play, that's when it got really good.
I think Europeans can make basketball better in America. I think they can push us. They can give
Well,
us
let
the
me-
push we need.
Look how rabid they are about soccer.
Yeah. Oh,
You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Totally.
Look how rabid they are about not football, not soccer, but look how rabid they are about rugby.
Yeah,
for
in
goodness
Australia.
sakes.
Yeah. Australia, New Zealand. I mean, seeing a rugby game or like a high school baseball game in Japan too, it's nuts. I think
Oh,
that's
it's crazy.
I think in
Hurry.
America, the equivalent is college football.
Hurry Harry says, Triple H, all I'm hearing is blah, 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 blah. I'll say
Oh,
that.
Come on.
Oh man. Alrighty.
Moist
Alrighty.
One says, South Sudan was competitive.
Sluzzman says, Harris, you have to understand that college sports, there's a lot of pageantry. Professional sports is a business, and that's the difference. Neither can be like the other.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But every now and then, something does kind of creep over to one side or the other, doesn't it?
It totally does.
Like these idiots singing Sweet Caroline at NFL games. I hate that so much.
all the time.
I hate that so much.
Baseball games all the time.
Ugh. All right, listen, we got to move on. In the next hour, we have a bunch of other stuff to talk about. Baseball opening day on the way, all sorts. And then, of course, we're running full speed ahead to some NFL talk, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame. And if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
25 NASCAR Championship Weekend.
October 31st through November 2nd. Experience the thrill of NASCAR racing at Phoenix Raceway. October 31st, it's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. November 1st, it's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. And it all culminates with the NASCAR Cup Series Championship on Sunday, November 2nd. This event will sell out. Go to PhoenixRaceway.com for more. Don't miss the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Get your tickets now.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's all to 321-321.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And we're broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Hamilton Porter says, afternoon, guys. Not sure if you remember this, but being from Detroit, today's a big day. Happy anniversary to the greatest fight in the history of hockey. Fight night at the Joe. I don't know. Fill us in there, Hamilton Porter.
Yeah, fill us in.
That's might be before my time. I don't know. You know what he's talking about, Randy?
Fight night at the Joe.
I feel like there was a huge fight. The Red Wings and
The Avalanche.
Was it the Avalanche?
Why would it be in Detroit?
Well,
Oh,
Detroit
that's
is
right.
where the Red
Right,
Wings
never
play.
mind. Never mind. I
Yeah.
was thinking something else.
Yeah.
And it was one of the big fights. Everybody got involved, but this is, as my memory serves me, it's way back in the 90s.
97.
97?
97. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
97. Yes. It
Well,
was
let's
at the
see some
I mean,
videos on
everybody got involved. The goalies
Well,
were fighting.
Joe Louis
Uh,
Arena in Detroit. Is
this.
what he's
Hamilton
referring to.
Porter says benches clearing brawl between the Red Wings and the Avalanche. Goalies literally threw fisticuffs at
Oh,
center
yeah.
ice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, there
Yeah,
was going to be a
everybody
goalie
did.
fight the other day, and the officials stopped it.
No.
Why would you stop
Oh,
that?
Come on, that's
You don't
entertaining.
stop a goalie fight.
Guys.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
Get
That was
this.
disgusting.
There were 144 penalties.
Wow.
In that
Did they
one
just
incident? Wow.
144. No. The game had 144
Oh.
penalties. That's
Well,
still
I
a
know these
crazy
guys.
amount
they-
of penalties.
I know these guys didn't like each
Nuts.
other, and I can't remember what started it all, but this was a culmination of something that happened, and it's like these guys just they were after each other all night long.
There were 9 fights in the game.
I bet everybody who was there will remember that for the rest of their life.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Thanks
yeah,
for filling
I'm
us
sure.
in. That was
Yeah.
very interesting.
Nicely done, Hamilton Porter.
Nicely
Heavy
done.
Metal Maniac says cold beer hip. That's right. Heavy Metal
yeah.
Maniac back to work.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
starting his 26th season at the ballpark. He says, I
No
already worked one
kidding.
preseason game, so
Wow.
get your ice cold beer hip.
Yeah, man.
Love to
Good
see
for
it.
you.
Hey, from one that's
have a
working in
great
baseball
season.
to the other. That's
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Well, no, you standing there with the camera is not really working compared to a guy who's walking around selling beers and throwing stuff to people. Come
Up
on,
and
man.
down the
Yes.
stairs. You kidding me?
Just
Now,
not
he's the
true.
real hero.
Just
Oh, yeah.
not true.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be at opening day. What section are you going to be working, Heavy Metal Maniac? Just saying. Might want to buy my kids a beer. I mean, I didn't actually say that. I'm not gonna,
Uh-oh. Something must have slipped out, Jeffrey.
Mm.
just don't put the camera over there. Yes, I'll probably have some straws. Here you go, kid. Here you go. See, it's
Mm.
just the way to keep them quiet.
What you
really.
need, Jeffrey, is one of those hats that's got a beer on either side and a
Right.
big long straw.
And then they
Go
just
into
hand
the-
the straw to the kid
Yeah.
next to me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding. I would never give a kid alcohol. Well, you know, unless they were like a baby and I needed
In public,
a little bourbon on the little
Yeah.
teething ring.
only teething.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, Jeffrey, watch the video during the break. It is truly a sight to see. I will look that up. Absolutely.
Didn't they? Wasn't it right from the face-off? They just threw down and started fighting right at the face-off
Can look and see.
in '97, right?
Probably. I
at,
mean,
at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. It seems like they just threw down right there at the face-off, right? Just
That's-
right at the top.
It's a common thing, but this thing got out of hand. Big
Country.
George says, I was listening to an interview with one of the officials that stopped that goalie fight the other night, and he said that the NHL owners have told them not to allow goalies to fight because they
Nah.
can't afford to lose a goalie to an
Oh,
injury
my
caused by a fight.
that's pathetic.
Other players are expendable. The goalies are not. At least that's what the official said.
That is so.
You mean like Ovechkin? Oh, he's expendable then, is he?
Boo, boo. I don't like that comment. Boo,
That is
from
horrible.
the owners. No, can't stand it.
Everybody expects hockey fights to happen, and
Yes.
everybody gets really jazzed when the goalies throw the masks and the gear off and start just throwing hands at each other.
Absolutely right. And it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
part of it. And, you know, by the way, Ovechkin, I think he's only 6 goals away now.
Yeah.
He's 6
He's close.
goals
He is.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure hope he
He
gets it. Swazman says, go Diamondbacks this weekend.
Yes.
He didn't
Yes.
say that.
Yes, let's go D-backs.
He said
Yes.
something else, but I won't say what he said.
Start the season off with a sweep of those beloved Cubbies.
He said it'd be a fun way to start the season. Have fun at the game, Jeffrey. Don't be a nuisance fan by stealing home run balls and stuff. Where I'm sitting, the home runs don't go. And no, George, I'm not sitting behind home plate. And if I was, I still wouldn't flip the bird on camera. I don't know why you would want me to do that. That seems
No.
kind
Yeah.
of the opposite of classy.
Yeah.
So
They
heavy
would
metal.
wonder as class.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I pick up my beer near the Sunburrows restaurant on the lower level. section 131, I think. Then I walk down the stands at the lower level and sell the fans the beer.
So you're in the lower level then, Heavy Metal Maniac. Wow.
Big
Good for
ballin'.
you.
Big ballin'. Heavy Metal Maniac has
Have to keep that in mind.
yeah.
I feel like there's a good chance I'll see you, buddy.
I'm going to have to go to at least a half dozen games this year, at least.
Oh yeah. No, that those will be. I'll be there.
Trying to look up my tickets here to see if they're in the. Oh my gosh! Yes, I am. You will see me. In fact, I will see you. We will see each other. What's your number? Are you still number 14 on your shirt there? Let me know and I'll come say hi.
Just listen for that, Jeffco.
Yep. Well, I know that. I'm familiar with that. Hamilton Border says, based on Big George's testimony, has Gary Bettman regained his status as the worst Big Four commissioner now? Probably. Wasman says, a couple of years ago, I got tickets to Cubs and Rockies in Denver mid-April. We froze our asses off. I can't believe they play night baseball in Colorado in April.
Don't go to Colorado in the spring.
Colorado's beautiful. I'll say, but in the
Go
spring,
in August.
Understand something, ladies and gentlemen, and I can quote the TV show 1923. You're like, my God, it's spring. It's like, no, it's not spring in Colorado. It's spring in Florida, but it's not spring in Colorado or Montana or any place else north where the winter goes on until about June. So yeah, that is bad scheduling, man. You're not wrong about that. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I'll be walking around in a bright orange shirt. And George's testimony has very bad at regaining. Shirt number 43. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. But yes, that's what he had to say.
Jeffrey, can I go back to that Gary Bettman comment?
I'd appreciate you, Dip.
Because I really wanted to.
Fine, go ahead.
All right, I do not think saying that he's the worst commissioner of the Big Four sports after what he's done to the All-Star game, I think that's not a great argument. I think he's doing
Is this another hot take?
No, I didn't say this is a hot take.
Randy,
I just want to say,
I really want to use the Triple H theme song.
we're gonna still contend that, again, there's two different directions to look at something, isn't there? Because if you are an owner, you have like, wow, this is a great commissioner. But as a fan, you might look at it and say, oh, Goodell's the worst commissioner. I mean, how would we rank you rank the Big Four? Manfred is bad.
I think Manfred's one out of the four.
And then Goodell.
No. I think Manfred's the best commissioner out of the four.
What?
I do.
What?
Yeah. I think he's done.
Turn his mic off, Jeffrey.
I have no power to do that. I have to walk in there and kick him in the face.
What's the matter with you?
I think he's done an amazing job with changing the pitch clock
Harold!
rules. I think he has. Yeah. I think he's one. I think Goodell's too. I think
we were not going that direction here. So read the room. We're talking about the worst from
okay.
Top
I'll go
to bottom.
from worst. I'll
worst.
go one. Adam Silver.
The worst?
I don't agree with that.
I do.
I mean, he's monkeying around a bit with a few things, and the All-Star game is a travesty. But I don't know if I'd say he's the worst.
I think the fact. I'll say this: when you look at the NFL in terms of how the games are performing and in captivating interest, TV ratings. The NFL, let's look at pro compared to college of all four of the sports, okay? Super Bowl gets about 100 million viewers. College National Championship gets about 25. In baseball, World Series got 18 million viewers this year. The world, I mean, it's growing compared to COVID. It is. I think Manfred has that sport growing. College World Series is even growing, like 4 or 5 million, but the pro game still tops it in baseball. Hockey, Frozen Four, pretty unheard of ratings. Stanley Cup getting about 4 to 7. In basketball, the only sport where college outperforms the pros when the lights are the brightest is basketball. Because college basketball for the last 20 years has been consecutively the most watched basketball.
You can't blame Adam Silver for that. And let me explain to you why it'll always be this way.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because in the NBA, they have a giantly long season.
Yeah.
You can watch them anytime you want.
Yeah.
College, when it hits to the Sweet 16, the March Madness, that's a special thing. And also, who are you seeing? You're seeing future NBA players. So these guys, that's why college basketball plays as hard as they play, and it's just fun to watch. I prefer watching college basketball a lot of times more than I do the NBA because these guys are hustling like crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're on a job interview, basically, for
essentially
future NBA. So, I don't think you can blame Adam Silver for that period of time where more people are maybe watching March Madness.
I think you could factor in load management. I don't think he's handled that correctly.
Yeah, every time I hear load management, I think it's somebody trying to find a porta potty. It just always sounds like somebody about ready to take a giant
I don't know who
turd.
came up with the term load management. Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't understand how it happened, but I don't know if he's handled that.
Ooh, we
as
have a question for the Heavy Metal Maniac. Fighting Wampa says, has Heavy Metal Maniac ever been hit by a baseball while serving that golden liquid of the gods? That is a good question. 26 years, you got to think maybe a ball has come his way.
He's had to have been beamed at least once or twice.
Yeah. I feel like that.
Or been at least in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will await his answer. Heavy Metal Maniacs.
Yes.
Baker's Cocky Hen says load management sounds like someone trying not to. Okay, I can't. Flog and Logger says Manfred and Silver tied for the complete worst. Goodell is second, and Bettman is the best, hands down.
He's been good recently. I think there was a time where he was really lacking, but
we can all agree hockey is doing it right.
Yeah,
for what they're doing, but their audience is still limited.
Has Bettman been lacking, or was he just slow on the draw? I mean, think about some of the things he's done for the game.
Slow on the draw is not a bad thing, by the way.
Well, and I think he's very thoughtful about what he does, but I haven't heard any real stupid things that Bettman's done for the NHL. He wants a team in Phoenix too, by the way.
Well, stopping the goalies fighting, there's one.
Well, I don't
conforming.
Did he stop the goalies, or was that something that the billionaire owners who treat the goalies with kid gloves, like their quarterbacks on an NFL team?
Yeah.
You got to have somebody to stop the puck. Give me a break. I still say that he's the best commissioner, far and away. Far and away. I agree with the last texter. Silver and Drunky Drunk are the absolute worst.
Almost agree. I'll say Bettman is the best. Okay, hold on. Bettman's the best. Silver, I'm going to give second place. Goodell third. Manfred fourth.
I think there's something Bettman did wrong. He reversed his course. I think the decision to stop allowing NHL players to play in the Winter Olympics really crushed the game's popularity.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I've never gotten hit by a baseball or a bat while working the games, but I did get to hold the World Series trophy, though. Did they throw it to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
there you go.
How did you get up there?
Oh, he's there's the picture, and there he is holding the trophy. Yes, I have held that trophy as well.
That's cool.
And there's a story about that where I almost killed Chick Hearn with it. But we can tell that story again some other time.
Yeah.
The Jet says, was it 18 million over the course of the World Series or just one game?
18 million in the course of it was 18 million in one game. Like their average per game rating was 18 million. So
wait, George, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the MLB
no, he's
World
talking about
Series.
something else. George says, as a Phoenix Coyotes fan, Gary Bettman has been the best owner. I think he means commissioner. He fought tooth and nail to keep the Coyotes in Arizona, and he's fighting to bring them back. Like he said last year, I shall return, quoting the great General Douglas MacArthur, who said that in 1942 as he evacuated the Philippines during World War II.
Right.
But we all know that. Looking over at my kids sitting on the couch, I'm thinking maybe they don't. But anyways, hopefully Bettman, if Bettman brings hockey back here to the Valley, you can't ever say a bad thing about him.
No.
You just can't.
No.
After what we've been through.
I think Bettman also learned a valuable lesson about NHL players playing in the Olympics. I mean, with this Four Nations Cup that just took place.
Yeah.
How can you refute what happened during that Four Nations Cup?
10 million people watch that. Most watch hockey game in like 10
so
years.
I can't believe we got to wait so long to get it again.
I know. Yeah.
Tia says Super Bowl is only 20th of World Cup final ratings. Small potatoes. Nobody cares, Tia Nobody cares in America. Other places, I get it. It's a huge sport, huge money, huge popularity. We're not going to argue on that. It's just not here. We don't have it here. Dr. Roadmap says, I once went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out. Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Never heard that. That's pretty
just
funny,
like saying
though.
I've never heard Oh, you got a face for radio. Shut up. Heavy Metal Maniac says, yeah, at the time I was working the team shop, we had set a Major League Baseball record for merchandise sold during the World Series. We averaged $1 million in sales of merchandise per game.
Wow.
That's huge, man.
That is huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Moist One says, where would you rank Vince McMahon? Oh, you just shut all the way the hell up.
Ooh.
Fake wrestling is not going to be discussed with any sort of seriousness on this show. Big George, he says, oh, sorry, meant to say Gary Bettman's best commissioner, my bad. Okay.
Now he's conforming.
You know what I love is when people get in trouble.
Yeah.
And
Reverse course.
UConn staffer by the name of Bobby Mullins. He threatened somebody over a video that he didn't want to have go out. Dan Hurley, after they got eliminated, he was swearing, he was upset about it, he was yelling some things about referees and whatever. Yeah. Well, the video, I guess, upset Bobby Mullins, the men's basketball program director of communications for UConn, and he told the reporter, Joey Ellis of Charlotte Sports Live, he's like, you take that video down or I'm going to ruin your life.
Wow.
Well, now he's like, well, I apologize.
Yeah.
Only because people found out about it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he's apologizing.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? That's the kind of guy I want working for me. Somebody takes my parking space. He goes, you move that car, I'm going to ruin your life.
Okay.
I would love to have a guy like that working for me, threatening people. And, even though there's like no weight to the threat, there's no way Bobby Mullins is ruining anybody's actual life. But I want somebody to yell on my behalf that
I'll talk, no walk.
Dan Hurley's got a good one in Bobby Mullins.
Yeah.
He is a douchebag for doing that. He is wrong, and it is not cool.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of guy you want working for. It's like you want the worst human being on the planet to be your lawyer.
Yeah, you could say that.
You know what I'm saying?
You could say that.
You want that on your side, not on somebody else's.
Yeah.
But now he's just like, oh, sorry, we I apologize. We're sorry about that.
I mean,
because now everybody knows I'll apologize.
Right.
The Jet says, take it easy on Big George. He won a major radio contest a few years ago, and he deserves your respect. Yeah, okay. Flog and Logger says, what's Ovechkin's goals versus games versus Gretzky's goals in how many games? No, listen, Ovechkin, we talked about this the other day. That's the one thing he doesn't have, 200 plus goals in a year.
No.
But over the long haul of things, he's about ready to pass Gretzky's total number of goals. Right. Still, it's a cool thing. It doesn't take anything away from Gretzky.
It's a milestone, and he's reaching a milestone, and that's something that a lot of people thought would never be touched. When Gretzky was playing, a lot of the things he did, everybody thought he's the greatest ever. That's why they call him the greatest. And now Ovechkin is getting close. Congratulations to him and to Gretzky for holding it for such a long time. It's got to say something about Ovechkin's career.
Sure. Yeah. And again, it does, the great one is still the great one. And he has that record, I think, forever.
Sure.
About 200 plus goals in a year, at least at the level he's at. Ovechkin, he just gets to join him another way.
So I actually found something pretty interesting. Wayne Gretzky, 894 goals in 1,487 games. Alex Ovechkin, 889 goals in 1,481 games.
Mm-hmm.
So Ovechkin's actually played 6 less games than Gretzky. So if you go on a goals per game basis, it's close. Now the assist is where it gets really lopsided. Ovechkin has 721 career assists. The great one has, this is otherworldly, 1,963.
So the big thing about Ovechkin, he could obliterate those numbers if he still hangs in there and plays. Is there any word on how many more years Ovechkin has left?
No,
there was talk about retirement in the past few years.
Yeah, so he's pretty old. I don't know. I think he wants to get this.
As soon as he gets this, he is be like, bye.
Maybe.
Makes you mind boggled at how good Gretzky really was. And makes you really surprised too. Wow, Alex Ovechkin's freaking legit. It shows you how good he is too. To be up there with Gretzky, man. And just as many games. The difference was Gretzky was just not just a scorer. He was a playmaker of all types of ways.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we have many, many things to talk about. But I want to take a moment. My kids are with me on spring break. And I thought, it'd be fun. If you had a radio show, you'd do the same thing. I'm going to throw my kids on the mic, and we'll have a little conversation with them. And then, and then I'll throw them off the mic. I figured just we could do that. Why not?
That sounds about right, Jeffrey.
Yeah. They came all this way for spring break. So I want to throw them on the mic, and you guys can say hi to them and everything. They're old enough now. I ain't worried about you kidnapping.
Right.
I mean,
may have to be worried about Moist one though.
My son is almost a head taller than me. I don't think we're worried about anybody trying to get that one.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
And the one you got to worry about is my daughter. She's the one that she'll hurt you. She's a scary, fierce but mighty.
Come on, Dad. She's a sweetie.
You keep telling yourself that. Anyway, we'll meet.
Wonder where she gets it from.
We'll meet them, and of course, we got tons of NFL to talk about too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
These days, figuring out what, where, and how to watch TV is out of control. And so is the cost. That's why I'm psyched I found Philo. Live TV from A&E, Discovery, MTV, and all the channels I love. A huge library of movies and shows. And an unlimited DVR to save them. I also get AMC Plus and all their blockbuster hits. All this for just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv. Give it a try, risk-free at philo.tv.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it. They've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940.
It's money time for the NFL. Free agent money.
The money is obscene.
The free agent period is about to start, and some big names are looking to make a deal. Who will rake it in? Who will get turned away?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Which teams are buying and which teams are sitting on the sideline? We're all over the free agency scene. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your home for the NFL.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow and on Friday, show will be on from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. That way you get your fix of Daily Blender nougaty goodness before the Sweet 16 action coming here on 1580 The Fanatic. And I wanted to introduce you guys. Now, they're old enough now. See, I never, ever put my kids on social media. I never put them out anywhere.
and they're old enough now, and some would say either mean enough or ugly enough that no one's going to try to kidnap them. So this is Milo right here, and that is Stevie right there. Stevie's the older one, and Milo is the younger one. But Stevie, like I said, she might be small, but she's fierce. So anyway, so that's Milo and Stevie. Go run over the microphones there. I do appreciate the moist one texted in. I'll sit this one out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, folks. I'm gonna get him on right here.
Boogie says, Jeffrey, I can just follow you around for an entire day and yell at everyone that comes to your general vicinity if you want, berate them and demand they treat you better, except for you, Randy. Except for Randy.
Yeah. Well,
you're hired.
You should never do that to Randy.
Totally
No.
hired. Fighting Wampa says, I know this is totally out in left field, but has anybody out there ever been stuck in traffic and been behind a George Brazil air conditioning truck? You just wanted to get out and draw a mustache on that goofy looking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
George Brazil. I never heard of that.
Yeah, you should always have a Sharpie in your car to do that.
Call George.
It's like this guy looks like from the 50s with like a butch cut, and he's all like heroically plumbing.
Call
He's a heroic
George.
plumber. So
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess we can open this up to the text line. Tioa says, Jeffrey Jr.'s, how great will Daniel Jones play for the Colts this year?
Oh, no.
Even they know better than that. They
It's
know
all right,
better.
Stevie. You can set this one out. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Milo. You give your take.
I don't know if you heard, because Milo is an athlete and he has been playing high school basketball, and he played high school football, and now he's in track. He's constantly practicing, and also so is my daughter Stevie. She's in track too. But he's not always completely connected, even to his. He is a Broncos fan.
I'm sorry.
Didn't know if you heard this. Remember Daniel Jones, the loser quarterback for the Giants? Remember that? And he got paid a lot of money. Okay, come closer to the mic.
Sorry.
And now they let him go. My Colts picked him up.
Well, actually, I got a question about Green Bay since.
Well, hold on.
Stevie's a
Come
Green Bay fan.
come closer to the mic. You're not talking into it. Come on. So with Daniel Jones on my Colts having a competition with Anthony Richardson, that's what Tioas wants to know. Is how great will he be?
Very mid.
Very mid. That was nice of you. That was very nice of you. So, what was your thing about?
Well,
the
I mean,
Packers?
with the coaching staff, they might do pretty great.
What
but
do you
I
have
don't-
to say?
I feel very bad for you.
Thank you.
I feel better to be a Broncos fan than a Colts fan. Sorry about that.
Hasn't been that way the last few years, but at least you got.
I don't know.
that.
The
Your team-
Broncos just made the playoffs.
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying before that, it was the other way around.
Rough time.
What were you wanting to now, Stevie? Stevie over here. Who's your NFL team?
It's Green Bay.
Yeah, and so what were you saying about the Packers there, kid?
Well, I heard that there's rumors, or I don't know about rumors
About
of
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers getting traded
No.
to the Giants. So then, what quarterback
think so.
Green Bay will pick up? That's my
Well,
question.
at this moment,
Green Bay has their quarterback,
Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah,
Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Jordan
Love, yeah.
And the
Lot
Giants
of love.
just picked up Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. So I don't think they're trading around anybody.
Yeah.
So I think that right now the big question is the Steelers.
Oh.
What's taking so long getting Aaron Rodgers to say
Well,
he's going to be
it's-
their quarterback?
It's
Right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's the thing. Aaron
Learn something
Rodgers
new every day on the Daily Blender.
has been
That's
on a
right.
journey. Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, will your kids follow your wife and join the military? I don't know. I don't think. Here's the thing. My grandfather was in the military. My dad was in the military. My son Tyler was in the military. A lot of people in my family, military.
Yeah.
If you've ever listened to this show once, you'll know I could not work for that corporation. And I don't know that my kids are, well, they are wired smartass, just like me. I don't know how well they would do in that corporation either. You guys
I don't know about that.
You guys want to join the military?
I'd say it
I
just
thought
takes
about
discipline.
Well, yeah, it does take discipline. Do you have it?
Yep.
Well, I guess you do. You're a very serious athlete.
Randy,
right?
Jeffrey, do you guys think I would last in the military?
No.
No.
Physically, mostly.
For the training
Yeah.
part, probably not.
Oh.
Hey, you underestimate my basketball. Milo, actually, what's
Because that's
your,
what they need in the military. A little guy who can throw the basketball around. That's,
Milo, what's your player comp in basketball? If
Well,
you had to compare yourself to any NBA player, who
yeah.
would it be?
What's your style of play?
Style
Like
of
who?
play?
Well, for right now, for how small my school is, I just play it forward because I'm like a 6
Well,
foot.
no, no,
big,
what not what your position is. Who do you play like? Who do you model your game after?
I don't really have a certain person I play like. I just play with my own way, so I just do my own things.
He's
I
like,
kind of freestyle.
he's like, I'll tell you who I play like. I play like Milo. That's who I play
People
like.
people say I was like a mix of LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
First
in
thing I thought
basketball.
when I saw you walk in.
Yeah,
At
that's
first thing-
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
exactly
That's
what
people
I'm
actually
thinking
said.
when I see you.
Yeah.
How about you,
Oh,
Stevie?
Randy, thank you.
Who do you play like?
Yeah, who do you play like?
I feel like me.
There you go.
Myself.
Wow.
Me myself. Like
She's
Stevie
very
Nicks.
nervous.
Like
Hmm?
Stevie Nicks.
You Stevie Nicks.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you sing like her. Does that mean you can bleat like a goat?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'd say I play more Kawhi Leonard. I love to play defense, so that's my favorite thing about basketball. is the
Oh,
defense
okay.
part.
So
I
I
play
walked
really
down.
great
Got
defense.
it. Got it. Okay, that's
Oh
cool.
boy. Slow Mo Zo says, "Is your dad as funny off the air as he is on?"
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very.
He is.
Really?
I think so.
I'm stunned
I
because
saw Jeffrey's like I saw Jeffrey's like chest just come
I
up and him
just-
and that big smile on his face.
you don't understand.
Sometimes.
Around the house, I don't feel funny at all.
sometimes-
They don't laugh at anything.
Really?
Sometimes when he says like something funny, I'd be like, that would be pretty funny on the air. If he
Oh,
said
she's like,
something
well, that'd
that,
be good on air,
that'd
but
be
not in the
funny.
living room, Dad. Wow. Well, thanks, guys. I was actually stunned at that. Stunned. Jet says, wait, you guys actually laugh at your dad? Well, we don't.
What?
You know what? Seeing how happy that made Jeffrey makes me
it
happy.
did. It did.
Yeah, you should always
Makes-
make your
Are
father
you,
happy.
are you
and
kidding?
laugh at his
I
jokes.
laugh at
Come on
I laugh
now.
at your dad all the time.
See?
I think he's hilarious.
When
I think
I
so,
read
too.
I
that
agree.
text, I thought for sure, I was like, well, this is not going to go well for me.
I'd say his farts are hilarious.
Oh. Okay.
His what is hilarious?
His farts.
My
His
farts?
Oh, is
It's the
that
timing.
so?
It's the timing
yeah,
of them.
it's the timing of the
That's,
farts.
Yeah.
oh, because was it because of yesterday?
Well,
And
every
you were
day,
walking
any
up the
day.
stairs.
You guys, anytime I've been in the office, he's always tried to hotbox me in there.
Oh no.
Oh no! Are you?
I think the best
Jeffrey,
one I ever did was when Randy and I were doing radio back in 1993. That was at Dave Ireland was the name of the guy,
Oh,
the
yes.
DJ.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He farted up the studio. And we were
Yeah.
just like, oh my
Yeah.
God, we came in for the morning show. He was the overnight guy.
He worked
And-
overnights. Yeah.
But this is how long ago it was. We used little carts that had the songs on it, but he, for some reason, was in the record room going through some albums.
Music
So he was
library, yeah.
standing there and he was bent over. So after
just squatting.
after him and I, Randy and I walked in, went, oh, I says, you know what? I'm going to get revenge. So I walked over there. He's bent over in the room. I backed in, let a victorious,
Oh yeah.
stanky and long one, and closed
yeah.
the door. And he's
Yeah.
like, let me out.
Trying to get out. Yeah.
Let me out.
So you're a crop duster.
Wasn't
You're
no
a crop
crop
duster,
dusting. I
Jeffrey.
bombed
No,
him in.
Oh,
I
you
trapped
bombed
him in there.
I'll be honest. I'm a crop duster.
Oh no.
If I'm being completely
Whoa.
honest.
My
Wow.
favorite place to
Yeah.
crop dust got to be the food court at the mall. Just walk through.
Yeah.
But I don't do that around my wife. I don't do that. I tried it. My daughter,
We've talked about.
I do around my daughter because it's self defense.
Right. Right.
Because
right.
she's
You
prolific.
gotta have self defense in this
Yes.
day and age.
Mine
Right.
has a suppressor. You'll never expect it.
What's that?
Oh,
Oh
Mine
my
has a suppressor.
gosh.
You'll never
This is
hear it.
so
Silent
bad.
but deadly.
Silent
This
but
is
deadly.
deadly.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like that too, Milo.
It's
I'm like
straight
that
gas.
too.
We
Yeah.
had to put him in his own little
Straight gas, no
room
pun intended.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
Everybody
smells.
walks in and
Okay.
everybody's like, "Is that oregano? Oh
It's
my
like
God,
a,
what
it's
is
like
that?"
it's like a contaminated
Oregano.
room. Like
It
don't go
is.
in there.
It's a weird mix of
really
something going on
It has
there.
to be like a health hazard
Wow.
caution sign
Yeah.
before you go in there.
It kind of smells like tomato soup. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
does.
Oh.
It's oddly specific. I don't know.
really
It could be
weird.
worse.
Very specific.
So, all right. So, Hefty Lefty wants to know what events are you going to be doing in track, Mike?
Well, this year I'll be doing the 100 meter, the 200 meter, possibly a 4x1 in the 4x2, and definitely long jump.
Heck
All right. When you guys do this thing with the chair going back and forth, it keeps messing up. You
Oh.
guys stay
Oh.
put.
I'm
How about
sorry.
you, Steve?
I usually just do the 100.
You're just doing the 100.
Yeah, and that's it.
Just enough to show up and be part of the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Exactly.
Gets you on the bus, doesn't it?
Yep.
We got-
Alicia says, you read my mind. Disregard previous text. Go Niners. Okay, I have no idea what
I have
that
no
is.
idea what the text was. Yeah,
All right.
didn't see it.
Just a 90s
Yep.
fan.
Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, now that you brought your kids to work day, when are you gonna bring Rebo and Buddy in? Well, they're at the house with me, and
You have a dog named Buddy too.
I pick them up. Yeah, I do.
They
I
don't
do.
behave well.
How about that?
They do behave
Makes
all
two
right.
of us,
No,
but
they
not-
do not.
Buddy does.
Turns out we do have something in common, Jeffrey.
Yeah, my
Oh.
dog is cool though.
Well, tell them about the walk
No,
you had the
He's
other day.
crazy. What are you talking about?
What's he talking about?
He's crazy.
Buddy is awesome. He
Okay.
he walks nice on the leash.
Oh,
What are you
oh,
talking
Buddy.
about?
Hey,
How about
hey,
Rebo?
I have a
Rebo.
question. I have a question
Yeah.
for the two kids. What's your most embarrassing Jeffrey story?
Okay, I'm game.
Well,
Let's hear this.
I remember when I was a kid. Oh no, I think that's a personal story. I
That
probably
is
can't
your-
say. Well, it's
Your
it's more
most-
about my
Yesterday-
sister actually.
No.
I have a great picture of Milo
Oh, with
when
his
he's like
pants
3 years old, and he's like, all of a sudden I hear him behind me going, "Ah." I like turn around, his pants are right around his ankles.
Oh,
And he's just like,
you know, that's odd. I found you in that same position several times, Jeffrey.
Yeah, whoa,
different
well,
reasons, different
Randy,
times.
Randy, I saw you in that position last week.
Oh,
So,
yesterday.
what do you got, Steve?
Oh.
Embarrassing story?
I don't know if it was very embarrassing. I think it was for both Milo and Dad. But yesterday, I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I think my dad was in the bathroom, and Milo was going upstairs.
Oh, well, that's recent.
I guess Milo heard him bark.
Oh, yeah.
and he
No,
was
it
like,
was not.
"Oh
a
my
I
god!"
blew up the bathroom downstairs,
All
and
you
it was
heard
very loud.
He made a big deal about it. He was like,
We got a
"Oh
lot of
my
tile in the
gosh."
house, I
Yeah,
guess.
why do
Yeah.
they always have to make bathrooms out of tile?
All
Yeah,
those
yeah.
marble
Dude, why is
floors.
that?
Well,
I've
I'm
always
surprised
wondered
you
that,
guys
Randy.
didn't hear
And
it.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was like, what? Because all you hear is, oh my gosh, going from up the stairs. That was crazy.
Well, remind
So
me not to go
loud.
back in the bathroom.
I've
after
told you
Jeffrey's
guys.
done in there.
I
won't
am
be doing
Olympic
that.
quality when it comes to those
Olympic
things.
quality. Get this guy a gold medal.
Oh,
Don't
Hefty
Okay.
Lefty says sprinters, very nice. Do they still do the Fat Man relay for the throwers
Oh,
at meets?
gosh.
Best part of being a
Yes.
thrower is the 4x100 exclusively for Pride.
They actually do the, I think they do the.
Doo doo.
family.
They do.
Doo-doo.
They do it in Mexico, too. I just want to see them do a coaching relay. That'd be awesome.
George says his favorite place to crop dust is a movie theater right during the climax of the movie. That is
Imagine-
horrible.
That's
imagine the
horrible.
kissing scene. All you hear is,
I guess what is worse, me doing that while people are trying to eat, or George doing that while people are trying to watch? Like maybe Sophie's choice. I'm like, I'm choosing to leave. I'm out. I'm just. What is worth in the movies or at the food court?
Problem
I
is
think-
George is 7 feet tall, so his fart emitter is right there by your
Right,
face.
true.
oh, ew.
And I'm sure it goes into both theaters on
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he switches spots. He scouts
Well-
the people out and says, "This is who I want
Mhm.
to crop dust today."
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so I think
Yeah.
I think we've indulged primetime radio a bit as much as we're going to.
Show's gotten too good.
Is there anything you'd like to share with the nice people before we take you off the mic and beat you? Have you sit down.
I don't really have
It's-
too much to say.
All right. How about you,
It
Stevie?
was great to be on here.
It really was.
You're
yeah.
mocking me.
No.
I do have one more thing to say. I didn't get to say anything embarrassing about my dad, but I don't really have anything. But all I remember
no.
is when I played football with him. What finger did I break? I threw it.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't even
right.
throw it that hard.
Yeah. So take a look at this. See how my finger does this? Milo threw a pass, and this is probably this is back 2018. You were little. You're like 10 or 11 or something. And he threw a great pass at me, and it jammed up and snapped the tendons in my left hand finger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
was
that
a-
strong already.
Yeah. No, he's a hell of an athlete, and so is Stevie. Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, although it may be good for you, I'm sure your family tries to keep you away from the asparagus and the raw broccoli. No, around our house, that's encouraged.
Yeah.
T. Licious says, is this a new Blender segment? Jeffrey and Family Round Table? It's a one-off is what this is.
Well, that'd be me.
Ringless
Yeah,
Joe
okay.
says, another big game for the Suns tonight. The roof might be blown off the Phoenix Arena when they win tonight. Ringless Joe again sounding like a Suns bot, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
he totally
Oh, yeah.
sounds like a complete
I wonder if he's-
NPC.
I wonder if he started as an NPC.
Like he was invented in a lab,
Yeah.
like out of like a Silicon
Mhm.
Valley company.
Chief Skull wants to know if the kids broke into the whiskey in the office. No, but they did break into the M&Ms that Navy Brad provided.
Oh.
We do
Good
appreciate
call.
that.
Good call.
Thank you
Yeah.
for the.
Hey, if
kind-
y'all wouldn't have done it, I probably would have.
Oh.
So
Well,
Good
I did hide at least one bag because I knew Phil tore
You
through
probably shouldn't have said
these
that.
M&Ms like nobody's
You
business.
probably should not have said that. 'Cause someone's probably gonna go tear up your room now.
No, I have security measures.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says crop dusting a sauna is against the Geneva Convention. Should be. Should be. George says, so what we're learning here is the Jeffrey O'Brien household farts a lot and is full of love and happiness.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely
I can
farts.
agree.
Many
I
laughs.
can agree.
All right. Well, I know that this is a long time for you to go without looking at your phones. I appreciate that.
I think they can do it.
If anybody has
believe
any
in you
more
guys.
questions, I'll bring it back. But for now, we have to take a break. And when we come back, we'll get back to talking some random sports stuff. We got some NFL on the way and other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken courage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone. Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at HarmanSolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to HarmanSolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's HarmanSolar.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, thank you everybody for indulging me to have a conversation with my kids. I mean, I probably could have just yelled at them for 18 straight minutes. We could have done that. People are still asking questions. So let me see if there's any worth answering here. Swave Dave says, hey, Milo, Stevie, is this the first time your dad has brought you on the air live? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think you're right. It is the first time. Can I kick it? Says,
yes, you can.
Has your dad
Yes, you
corrupted
can.
you to like his sports teams? No. I guess go ahead and turn their mics on for a minute here.
Alrighty.
No, I mean, Milo is a Broncos fan. Stevie is a
They're on.
Packers fan. I am a Colts fan, and I wanted to try to talk any of them into being Colts fans, but they went their own way. I mean, but the
You
reason
made a good choice.
there was a Colts connection for Milo because he went after the Broncos, but he became of an age where he could care about it. Peyton Manning was the reason, right? And then Von Miller.
I've always loved Von Miller. I've been watching him on the Bills too.
Yeah, he's he's got some issues
Wait,
there,
did he
but
get traded just recently?
where is
Or
Von
is that
Miller?
rumors?
Where is Von Miller?
I
right
think he
now?
got released.
Von Miller recently got released by the Bills.
His game is probably at an end, actually. So
he could return to the Broncos. That's actually been
That would be
Now he's
been
at
talked about.
he's at home taking care of his chickens. You got to take care of your chickens.
Right,
That's
that
what
was-
Marshawn said.
Take care of y'all chicken.
Got to take care of y'all chickens.
that's when we noticed that Von Miller was a little weird. You're right there.
That he had
Oh, a
chickens?
chicken ranch?
Yeah,
You
when you
kidding
saw
me?
him chasing his chickens around, I'm like,
Jeffrey,
there's
with
going to
the
be some
price-
future news reports about this
With the
guy.
price of eggs today,
Mm.
think
Oh,
about
man.
that for a second.
Yeah. At the
You
farm,
got-
my parents recently got a bunch more chickens.
Good for them. That's
You got to
smart.
take care of
Money
y'all
in the
chickens.
bank.
Take care of
That's
y'all
right.
chicken.
You got to take care of y'all chickens.
That's right.
I would love to have some chickens, but I think the dogs might eat them.
Oh,
So
Oh, yeah,
We've
definitely
had
do
it
that.
happen numerous times
Yeah.
with my dogs. Yes.
Slow Mo Zo says, "Be careful in track and field. Them batons is lethal weapons." Did you see
Oh,
the?
I saw the video.
You
that
saw
one
that? That girl just
smacking
clunk.
him.
Yeah, she got charged with assault
What?
for that. Yeah,
Isn't she in college or high school?
well, that was high school.
Not
I think.
anymore.
Yeah, she just
Wow.
so don't do that, kids.
Who's laughing?
Uh,
Randy. Oh, Randy. Randy always has a smile on his face.
That's right.
Chief Skull.
That's right. That's right.
Chief Skull invites Stevie to leave the studio now because he says Packer fans are not allowed.
Oh,
Hey, leave us
Chief
cheeseheads
Skull.
alone.
Can I say this
That's
about
not
Packers
true.
fans? The Packers are like the coolest NFL franchise because they're
No.
publicly owned.
Well, they're publicly
It's
owned,
the
but they're not
city.
the
The
coolest.
city's uniting them. Like they're
I
the
mean,
ones
they're the
funding.
coldest.
I don't know if Stevie knew
Coldest.
that, but
Cool,
fun
yeah.
fact of the day.
No, don't.
I like
Another
the way they
fun
do
fact.
it.
I swear to God.
I mean, crazy
doing
fact.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
sorry, it's sports fact.
I feel like if I let my kids beat your ass, that there's no way because you're an adult and my son is 17, so I think he'd probably get away with it.
I don't think they would do that to me.
I'm going to have him next time you say
I think
fun
they're too
fact.
nice.
He's going to launch in there and take you down
And just beat the
UFC
crap out
style.
of me, UFC
See him in
style.
the
Wow.
video.
He's just gonna RKO me, like right on the board potentially. I don't know what would happen. there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right on
yeah.
the board.
Milo's
On the
calling
board. I'd be like, Milo, please stop, and then he
So-
would just RKO me.
Navy Brad watches the show on our YouTube feed, and he's like, "Look, it's Milo on a 100-inch screen." So
Oh, you got Milo's age wrong.
you're not seven. He's got to be 17.
He's 16.
He's 16 going. I always round up.
I hope the comments clown you. Actually,
What's that?
I hope they clown you.
Oh, well, they always do.
They
Don't
will.
worry.
Oh, trust me.
Now listen,
It'll
Milo.
be no problem for them.
I've always rounded up. No, you understand. I've always rounded up ages. I always have. Whether it's yours or mine, my entire life, I'd be saying I'm a year older than I am. And I've been thinking about your 17th birthday. So
Oh, I
that's
see
why
what you
mean.
it's only a
Dang,
couple
I think
months
I'm
away,
old.
you know.
So deep.
So we're kind of hoping you make something of yourself
Do you think
at
so?
some point.
Oh yeah.
You're a huge disappointment. I'm sorry. It's kind of the truth,
You
but
make
whatever.
me feel old when you do
You're
that.
very old.
You make me feel.
I don't know why you're still at home. Why are you still here?
You,
I,
you put a bag over my head.
I
and
do.
fuck
I
me.
will.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is
you've seen
breaking
those
news.
spy movies where they put the little
Insert the
cloth
breaking
bag
news
on the
thing,
head.
potentially.
She doesn't even know where she is right now.
Mm.
Donnie says, "Does your dad let you watch wrestling, or is it banned?"
Mm.
Band? Oh no no no.
No fake wrestling. We don't do fake
No,
wrestling.
We don't watch wrestling. It's
Cardinal
banned in our house.
Cardinal Art says, speaking of Von Miller, yeah, no, let's not speak of Von Miller.
Mhm.
He says, no, he's basically wants to go back to Denver as a farewell signing. I don't disagree. Sean Payton should make the move. And Denver does have a hell of a defense.
No,
So-
they've been really great for these years. It's just our offense hasn't been the best. But
Well,
we got great coaches, I'll say.
I feel like your offense has turned a corner, and I think you got a real great year to look forward to.
Milo, can I have you get a little bit closer to the mic for
He
me?
keeps
Just
doing- he
a
keeps-
little bit.
he keeps
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Dropping the soap
Hey,
says,
you're doing a good job.
if this Browns Prescott trade goes through, then Jerry Jones is mentally insane. So much so that he can probably run for president next term. Okay, what is there a story that has broke? Or is this a
there not at
possibility?
the moment? There is not.
Is there a true possibility of Jerry Jones trading Dak Prescott to the
Well,
Cleveland Browns?
According to Sports Illustrated, it's
Yeah.
Browns are negotiating a blockbuster for Dak Prescott to come over to the Browns.
Yeah,
That would be the
Take the
dumbest
Browns
thing.
to the Super Bowl.
The
Yeah.
dumbest damn thing. Jerry Jones, and he's done a lot of dumb things, but this would be the top of the top. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm like on team Dak Prescott. I'm just saying that, oh my God, this would be horrible. This would be the dumbest thing he's ever done.
I say let's hold up on this and wait because I want to see what he could get out of Dak Prescott. Because Dallas is in this situation where it's like,
You've
all right,
seen what he'll get out of Dak Prescott. You mean for
in the trade. I mean trading. I don't mean like as a player. Like I mean, let's.
There's
see what
only
they get
one
out of it.
name
'Cause-
on the Browns roster that you would ever accept.
Well, picks could be a possibility.
It'd have to be picks because they're
Yeah.
not going to give up that one name
Yeah.
that I am thinking about, Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah, no. I would be
Oh, no,
assumed
no.
he would not be involved,
No,
especially with the
no.
contract he recently just got.
You know what this is? This is all just a lot of talk. This is just a lot of talk. The Browns are
It
sitting
could
there
be.
holding
Could be
the
a
number
switch.
2 spot. I don't think the Browns are going to say, yeah, I'll give up the number 2 spot for Dak Prescott, an elderly NFL player. I mean, he's good, but I don't know if he's like, he's not. Would you do that? Give up number 2 pick for Dak Prescott?
No, I would not do that.
0%.
Yeah, I would not do that. I mean, you know, this is the NFL draft, Jeffrey. This is why people watch it. Is the rumors and the potential hypotheticals. There's so many, and fans drool over it. A lot of it's just smokescreen. There are some that are legit, but a lot of it's just smokescreen. So I wait and see approach.
Dropping the soap. You waited a month to text that in. What makes you think that's actually going to happen? I mean, where did you hear that gives you that idea? Swave Dave says, "Hey kids, don't take that negativity from your dad. Have you played your dad in fantasy football yet? If so, how bad did you beat him?
Planning on
They
it?
don't have time. They don't have time. They don't even have time to talk to me. They are very, very busy in athletics and in school stuff, which is great. And then they're great students, and you know they're great. I'd say great classmates, I think is a nice way to put it. So someday we'll have a
That's what
family.
people called me in high school.
We'll have
great
a
classmate.
family fantasy football league,
Yeah.
and we'll have some fun with that.
Yeah.
T. Licious says, to the kids, what football team do you hate the most? Oh,
What's the
I'd
team
say
that
the
played
Raiders.
in the
what football team?
I hate the Raiders the most.
So that is a rival for the Broncos.
Chiefs.
That makes
Not
sense.
the-
not the
You hate the Chiefs?
I hate the Chiefs.
Why?
They're bad.
But they're not bad. They win a bunch of Super Bowls. They just lost one.
I
but-
figured from a Broncos fan, you would hear the Chiefs. I
Yeah.
mean, the Raiders are like too poor to hate. It's kind of like you look at them and you just feel kind of bad for them. Maybe not your case, but
I've
I
always
guess
had
that's
a
how
hate
I view it.
desire for them for some reason. Well, especially because my friends, I have some Raider fans at my school, and I have a cousin that always talks crap to me
Yeah,
about
yeah.
them.
Well, Raider fans will, and Cowboys fans.
No, Raider fans are the worst. That's why I don't like them the most.
Delicious says, don't be like your dad or Randy and say the 49ers. I
Oh, they're good. The
never said I hate the
49ers are good.
49ers.
What
We
are you
support
Oh my
them.
gosh.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
and-
Purdy is so good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He went to
I
school
only-
here, you know.
Exactly.
I only say the 49ers because my damn Cardinals beat them all the time.
Oh, that's no.
Slow Mo Zoe says, can you get your kids to say from space?
Oh no.
Space.
Satellites from space. It's a long story. They don't
You'd have to
understand.
say
this.
it.
Yeah,
get it.
they don't understand.
Navy Brad says the Vikings will win Super Bowl 60. Okay.
Keep wishing.
Possibly.
Thank you for your prediction, Brad.
Well, the Vikings defense has been really great so far.
Beer Bob says, for that Cleveland trade, I would trade the number 2 pick for Dak Prescott. Yes, as long as Jerry's dumb enough to take the Deshaun Watson money, and contract as well.
According to the Sports Illustrated report I was just reading here, they're saying, Sports Illustrated is saying, this is what the Browns used. Dak Prescott as being the next quarterback of the Browns is what they used to get Myles Garrett to sign his record-breaking contract.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting, Randy.
Hmm.
Oh, so Myles Garrett thinks they could win now.
Well, what's going to happen if they don't get Dak Prescott,
Well, I
and
mean,
he's like,
even
"You
if they
lied
get-
to me."
Even if they get Dak Prescott, are they really going to win? I mean,
No.
come
They are
on,
cursed
guys.
because they are bad
on,
poo poo heads.
They will Cleveland Brown their way to
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the playoffs.
Yeah.
To 7 wins.
Chief Skull says, I would trade Kyler Murray even up for Dak Prescott. We just need a quarterback that can see over the O-line.
Do we need Dak Prescott? Though?
I remember standing there during a draft and saying, Dak Prescott's right there. Why don't the Cardinals taking Dak Prescott? I don't understand. Why don't they take him?
Really wants to win now. And I kind of don't really get it as to why they think they can win a Super Bowl right now after the year they just had last year. Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, but would he bring them?
Hey, let the evil be dumb. Yeah, that's fine for the rest of us.
I guess.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you seem to have a very nice family there. Seems. He says, no, you got good kids and you are truly blessed. Yes, I am. I know
When
that.
it comes to
What are you talking about?
Well,
I win sometimes.
If we let you.
Let you win, Jeffrey. Wow.
Sometimes, okay, we're not gonna lie, but sometimes
Oh,
me and my
man.
sister like to cheat.
Oh, you're cheating.
Oh,
You
wow.
this breaking news.
Because
Ringless
it's funny.
Joe says the sun will explode and the universe will go dark before the Vikings win a Super Bowl. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's all the time we have for this hour. We'll come back and have a whole nother one. We'll talk some NFL because I feel like that's where we all want to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text all to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's all to 321-321.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah! Huzzah! Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate. Huzzah! Jousting nights. Huzzah! Silly fun for the entire family. Huzzah! Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah! Lots of new shows, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Don't miss the final weekend of foolish pleasures and artisan treasures at the Renaissance Festival. It's your last chance to experience life in the past lane. Don't miss the last weekend of the Renaissance. Huzzah!
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Well, now, Moist One is asking a question, and I don't know if it's going to be a joke or if he's serious, but he says, did you guys talk about the big dumper extension? Does that mean anything to you?
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
Who's the big dumper? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, no idea.
Slow-Mo Zoe says, what colleges are your kids planning on attending? Well, they're still working that out, figuring that out. It could be in their, I'm not going to tell you where they live or their hometown or anything like that. But might be a local, might be something they go off in a scholarship to. That remains to be seen. Navy Devil says, no way Cleveland can pay Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson. Watson's whole contract is guaranteed. Nobody's going to take that contract. Jerry Jones wouldn't even do that.
Oh, that's a tough contract. Yeah.
Or would he?
Dude, I don't know.
He is that dumb.
Yep. It's hard to believe the Cowboys had as much success with him as they did in the 90s, because the Jerry Jones that I've known, oh, man. Yeah. Night and day. Very over-involved owner.
Yeah, too involved, but hey, I mean, listen, if you don't like the Cowboys, then you're just like, hey, I'm happy that things continue to happen the way it happens, because what have they done? Navy Devils, thank you for that. Cardinal Art says, word is, Jeffco, the Cleveland Frowns radio lead host, Bruce Drennan, reported that trade live on radio, but word is, it's not true. Even their radio guys are dumb.
Wow.
Everything about the Browns has been bad for like forever.
And I
karmically, they're getting what they have coming for doing that dirty deal, protecting Deshaun Watson.
I feel for Browns fans. I'll say this, because they have had.
I think if you're a Browns fan, you are clear to go ahead and just pick another team.
How many quarterbacks have they dealt with in my lifetime? Probably
20,
over
30,
potentially. Yeah.
Let's see. Chosen One says, he's having weird things with his texts too. So I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if there's a handle to jiggle on this text line, but
I don't know.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Moist One says, the best catcher in baseball, Cal Raleigh. Yes.
Do you think this? Randy?
Well, I think he's an upcoming star. I don't know that he's the best one. I mean,
why is he the big dumper?
Excuse me?
He called him the big dumper. He says, did we talk about the big dumper's extension?
Maybe he's saying he has a big dumper.
Well, he did get a huge extension, like $100 million.
As the kids say, he's got cake.
Yep.
Is that what the kids say?
They do say
kids
that.
My daughter's looking at me like, what the hell are you?
Ask your daughter about Redick. I think she'll use the term Redick. All the youths
not asking
say,
her about that.
You know what?
Nobody
Don't
says
be so
Redick.
Oh yeah.
Nod your head. She's shaking her head no emphatically.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, no.
Nobody
she
says
didn't know
Redick.
it was from me, because if she knew it was from me, she would say yes, of course.
Randy wants to probably know if you guys could go back home and start saying Redick when somebody says something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
like, that's Redick.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Milo says he'll give it a shot.
See, Milo, that's my guy right there. That's my guy. Anyway.
So about Cal Raleigh. Raleigh,
I think. Raleigh's his name.
Raleigh.
Cal
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Yeah. He just got a huge extension. Congratulations for him. I hope that he gets everything he wants out of life. And it's an ungodly extension he got.
Right.
For a catcher, 6 years, $105 million.
No, we don't need a cap. Major League Baseball doesn't need a cap.
And then if you see this guy play,
I think it does.
He's a wonderful defensive catcher.
He really is. Yeah.
And I think that's what they're paying him for. He's not like a big home run hitter. He's not a big power guy. He's not a big singles guy. What he does is he knows how to take care of your pitching staff and how to help your coach your pitching staff through a game, and that's what makes him so valuable.
Well, we've got to evaluate catchers differently than any other position, any other, hitters, right? Catcher's defense really matters. Framing really, really, really matters. And Cal Raleigh, I think he led the MLB in defensive WAR for catchers last year. And so, honestly, to be batting 750 as well, that's pretty good for a catcher. I mean, average in the MLB OPS I should specify, is at like 700. And so he's well above that. So to get a good hitter and a great defensive catcher, it's a luxury to have. So I see what the Mariners are doing here. He's also
he
really
had
young.
120 hits last season.
Right. Yeah.
He did bring in 100 runs, I think.
Yeah.
And he does show occasional power, but I think his value really comes like Triple H says in how he handles the pitching staff.
Yep.
888-368-1580. Cardinal Art says Cleveland restructured Deshaun Sexual Watson's deal so it's feasible, Jeffco.
I don't know if they cut the pay. They just restructured it.
If they restructure, it still exists.
It
And it's
means
still
the money
an
still has to be
albatross.
allocated.
Yeah.
Right.
Eye Candy says, Jeffrey, Kevin, I know why you're silent about... Who's Kevin? I know why you're silent about where your kids will go to college. They're going to go to University of Arizona, aren't they? They are shaking their head emphatically no. No way in hell. They've been taught to say no to meth. So, Moist One says, Platinum Glove Award winner and only catcher to hit 30 homers the past couple of years. The kids would say, Gyat, because his butt is so big. Gyat!
Yep.
Did I say that right? Yeah, my son's laughing. He's like, Gyat!
I'm laughing too.
I am saying it right, though, right?
Yeah, dude, you are. You are, Jeffrey.
That's the same way I say Gonzaga. It's the same. It's a team. You don't know it.
Yeah.
Slow Mo Zo says, sounds like Molina with the Cardinals.
This is correct.
Molina, he came from I don't know what his parents, what they ate and what they drank, but they put out three great catchers. I mean, Benji, the youngest of the three, but I mean, all three of the sons were just amazing receivers of the ball. And that's what makes a good catcher, a guy that's smart, a guy that can handle a pitching staff, can help the pitchers by, framing the ball.
Got to admire
well.
a guy who can handle his staff.
Listen, I mean,
Right.
who better than a catcher to handle staff?
Randy, I've got a really interesting.
Really don't want anyone handling my staff. I will handle my own staff.
You haven't had a staff handled until you've had it handled by a catcher.
Yeah.
I've got a really
go ahead,
interesting
Triple H.
Yadier Molina stat. Speaking of, so Adam Wainwright, his career ERA was 3.21 with Yadier Molina. With all other pitchers, 4.06. That's how beneficial a defensive catcher can be.
Yeah.
Megatron says, can't imagine what the Brewers will have to pay William Contreras now.
Yeah,
Well,
potentially.
I mean, it's going to depend. Contreras, he kind of had a down season last year. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
Right.
Swave Dave says, Randy, you mentioned a great defensive catcher. If you're an offensive catcher, does that mean you throw your stuff at people there? Yeah.
What do you mean throw your
I know
stuff
he
at
said
people?
your minute people. So I don't know. His text fell apart there at the end.
Yeah, I don't really know what he's trying to refer to there. Not quite sure.
Have a drink on me.
Example of like a great offensive catcher would be like Sean Murphy or like Will Smith. Like those guys are like really good offensive
Guys
catchers.
that are a great asset to your lineup.
Yeah.
And don't hurt you as a ball receiver.
Right.
But
Right,
I mean, you look at guys like the pinnacle of catching, in my opinion, is Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench, yeah.
If you go back and look at him, he was great with the bat. He was great with the gear on. He could handle any pitching staff. He could throw out runners. He had everything you would ask a catcher to do. He was a great field general. He was an excellent leader in the clubhouse.
Made a great lemon meringue pie.
He made an excellent lemon meringue pie, which I can't do yet.
No.
I'm still trying to get the meringue just right.
It's not good.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You could throw in Mike Piazza too.
Well,
I don't think he's good at pie.
He was
Mike Piazza,
really good offensive catcher. Though.
I think he was better offensively than he was
empanada
defensively.
kind of
Yeah,
person.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Randy.
Swave
Johnny
Dave,
Bench could balance.
he was saying, do you throw your glove at people, basically? Yeah.
No.
To be offensive.
Because then what would you have to catch it?
It's a good point. Yeah.
No.
Your face.
No.
Just use your face.
just your
Yeah,
face.
Swave Dave, I don't know. I'm
Can
gonna
I
have
just
to whistle
can I do this
that
one more
out.
time?
It's just kind
Hold
of
on. See, it just makes the kids laugh just about
Well,
all.
I mean,
I've
anytime
lost
you
the
can mix
laugh
the
from
kids.
Stevie, but Milo still cracks up. It's kind of like
I crack up.
She doesn't care for the fact that I in public will always when I'm about to use the restroom, excuse myself. I say I go pee pee in the potty, and she just like, oh no, God.
Oh,
that
would-
embarrasses her.
If my parents did that same thing, and that embarrasses the daylights out of me.
I go pee pee in the potty, skibbity toilet, skibbity
stop it.
toilet.
No, no.
I don't know what that means, but that got a good response. Thank you, Moist Fun. Slow Mo Zoe says Johnny Bench could hold 7 baseballs in one hand. Fun fact.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you said fun fact.
He said fun fact.
Oh.
I didn't say fun fact.
No.
Dang it.
It was more sarcastic fun fact. Harris, you're being mocked right now.
I got really
You don't
excited.
even know you're being mocked. You're being mocked.
These signs just always go over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
for
T-licious
Randy to catch him.
says the big dumper is today's player, 30 and 100, but 180 strikeouts and 220 batting average.
Yeah, he doesn't. Again, he doesn't. He's not a big offensive producer. Yeah, he'll hit you home runs, 32 home runs over 162 games. I mean, that's pretty good for your team. You're still going to bat him towards the bottom of the lineup. This guy will drive in runs, which is good. That's not bad for you, but I think it's more they're paying him because of his the way he takes care of that pitching staff.
He also walks a lot. Cal Raleigh walks like on 9% of his at bats. So, or plate appearances, might I say. So, yeah.
Did I read this already? That means Patrick Bailey is going to get a monster contract too.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Randy?
It could. I think, like everything else, it kind of ebbs and flows. You'll see guys like Cal Raleigh, Patrick Bailey. Some of these guys will start to get big contracts. Then it'll kind of flow away from that.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick Bailey has the power that Cal Raleigh has. I'll say that.
For a catcher, it's not so much the power or the offensive numbers as it is how do your pitchers do with him as a catcher?
Yeah.
You mentioned ERA. ERA is a big thing, and a lot of that comes down to who's catching the ball for you. How many strikes can he get you with an umpire? How many times can he frame the ball so the umpire can see it? He's got to have that really good, what am I thinking of? Basics, the fundamentals of catching. He's got to be able not to block out the umpire, yet he's got to make the ball look like it's over the plate when he receives it. His hand can't be, moving all over the strike zone. He's got to be a guy that's in control at all times, and he's got to work with the umpire throughout the game to get extra strikes for your pitching staff. I mean, it's a whole thing that goes on between catchers and umpires.
Hefty Lefty says, I've always wondered why lime meringue pies never became a thing. Lemon meringue's great. But sometimes you want lime.
More of a key lime pie.
I think that's what they call that, Hefty Lefty.
Just gonna put this out here.
But meringue. A little meringue is always better than just whipped cream, like you usually see on the key lime pie.
I mean, I think I like the lime.
But meringue is like, what meringue is? I figured it out. Yeah, you're boiling the eggs, right? You're boiling eggs if you can afford them. And you remember the one? There's always one egg that cracks, and some of the egg comes out, and it's all that gooey egg stuff that's around that one hard-boiled egg, like it just went like that.
Okay, all right. The amniotic fluid. Go ahead.
That's meringue. That's basically the same consistency of the meringue in lemon meringue pie. I think meringue is like totally egg.
All right.
Am I wrong? I'm not a baker. But yeah, I'm right. Hefty Lefty says meringue is just whipped egg, white, and sugar.
Yes.
But I do like a lemon meringue pie.
I do like a nice key lime pie, though.
Should be a lime meringue pie. Here's what you do, Hefty, make one and let us know how it turns out. He might find out that like when all the birds drop dead out of the trees in front of his house. That's why. If you make a lime meringue pie, it could be the end of times.
Yeah.
Nobody told us this, but we just knew better. Ringless Joe says Suns money line, KD over 40 plus points, KD over 4.5 made threes, Devin Booker double. No.
Sounds like
the
40?
Is that the Sunspot?
No, it's Ringless Joe.
Oh, isn't that the Sunspot?
No, he's not a Sunspot. He says, hey, here's what a Sunspot sounds like. Thank you, Matt Ishbia, for assembling this amazing Suns team, especially that trade with Bradley Beal. Absolute genius. So that's how he proved to me he's not a Sunspot, because he says that's not what I'm saying.
That's not what he's saying. Right.
Yeah,
right.
if you're betting KD over 40 points, I think that is a mistake in this game, don't you?
Against the Celtics?
Well, I mean, Kevin Durant is at 80 points these last 2 games, but this is Boston's a different defensive animal.
Very
Yeah,
different.
Yeah. So I'd like to see what the odds are for that, and I can look that up and get back to you.
If this is a parlay, you will lose. Devin Booker on a double-double? I could see that. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Again, it's one of those where I'd like to see what the odds are, but I mean, hey, his assists have been going up a lot this year, and so he's got the ball in his hands a lot. Could happen.
Hefty Lefty says, I used to love watching Benji Molina play. Saw him hit a triple once, and every single other player in baseball would have made it home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, one of the best defensive
Yeah, he would
catchers
turn an
ever.
inside the park home run into a double. Yeah.
Would.
Moist One says, Cal Raleigh is top 5 in offense for catchers, number 1 in defense.
Today's offense, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Number 1
Maybe.
Rattlers fan wants us all to know that the Rattlers home opener is Sunday, the 30th at 3 p.m.
Does
Thank
he
you.
let us know of this every day?
He's going to, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He says, Triple H, are you going? Are you going to go? Are you going to go?
I will not be going.
No.
Yeah, I will not be going.
So I know that we've been through this, but usually it takes a while before the FCC releases the information, not about us, but about the Super Bowl halftime show. Super Bowl halftime show, turns out they got 125 FCC complaints.
No.
Out of 350 million people, I guess that ain't too bad. You think about that being one of the most watched sporting events ever. But 125 complaints about Kendrick Lamar's halftime show.
I wonder what the
And
complaints were.
some of them were about Drake. And I'm like, well, Drake wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So here's what they didn't like. They didn't like when he grabbed his crotch. They didn't like when he'd go after Drizzy, Drake. And, people didn't like his personal vendetta. This is really not an FCC complainable thing to say. I don't like he talked about that.
It's more subjective than it is objective.
They didn't like Serena Williams. And then they said she was with her dance promoting gang affiliation. Oh my God. The people who made these complaints are just dumber than dumb.
Wow.
There's a couple complaints about Kanye West. He's like, he wasn't even there. I guess there was a commercial that aired in a couple of markets. And then they, of course, here's the thing. 125 complaints. Give you an idea. Rihanna's show in 24, 100 complaints. But Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, their halftime show, 1,300 complaints.
Well, I mean,
it was because of the sexy dancing. Some people just can't handle the sexy dancing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little more risque.
It was.
It
risky.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't risque. They were just dancing.
I don't know. There are families,
Latin
families
dancing.
watching. that.
Why we need to end the idea that the Super Bowl is a family show anyway. And I saw, listen, I had no problem with my family seeing them up there singing and dancing and doing their thing. I didn't think there was anything overtly like nasty about that. I would be more concerned about, some of what Kendrick Lamar was maybe doing and singing up there. And I had no problem with what he was doing either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying if there's one that's more controversial, it's definitely not Jennifer Lopez and Shakira.
Well, to me personally, I think this is where my faith comes in. I do have an issue kind of with that type of stuff.
So you have more of a problem with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira singing and dancing than you do with Kendrick Lamar and the things he was saying and doing.
I would say yes. I would
Really?
say yes. I would. Yeah, I would. Because I mean, when you get women doing that, it could teach
Doing
people to
what?
objectify them and all of that.
They were strong women dancing and singing about what they wanted to dance and sing about. I
Right.
don't think you would call them weak women.
Well, I wouldn't call them weak women. It's just a matter of if that is something to wear. Because if you, I guess, don't wear that many clothes, we're gonna say, and you put yourself out there like that, you could have someone who could objectify. It's
I
in my
will
view.
wear the same outfit as Shakira on Monday.
You will?
I
You
will
will?
wear the same
You will?
outfit. I will do the same dance.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Will
Oh my God.
will your pearls be clutched then, Harris?
My pearls
Yes.
Wow.
clutched.
Yeah.
What do you mean clutched? I don't know what that
You
means.
ever heard that term?
No.
Moist one says, I was complaining that that show wasn't long enough. Swave
Yeah.
Dave says,
Yeah.
hey, what are the odds the Lions actually break into the Super Bowl this next season? I haven't even thought about the Lions since they blew it.
Oh yeah, I haven't either.
About to get back to you on that one. Jonesy says, Harris sounds like a huge Harrison Butker fan.
I like Harrison Butker. He's a great kicker.
So this just in from Triple H, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, get back in that kitchen and put on an apron. You're showing too much
I
skin.
don't think that's what he
You're
said.
showing too much skin.
That's
How
not what he
how did you
said.
like Rihanna's halftime
I knew it was
show?
going to come from this. I knew it was going to come to this.
How'd you
I'll
like?
just say,
How'd you like Rihanna's halftime show?
well, I think it's the same thing with men as it is with women too. Like, I don't think men should be showing that off either. I think there are families that
Hey,
don't want to
I
see
work
that.
for this body. I'm showing it.
Yeah, I think you should have some respect
showing
towards a
it.
lot of families. There are kids out there watching. It's a different story from adults to kids.
Well,
So,
if you
I will
are
say
that sensitive, then you shouldn't have the halftime show on.
Well,
You
hey,
should turn that off for time it for 20 minutes and then turn
there are
back on
times
when you're ready
where
for the game.
I have turned it off. I will be honest. There are times where I have a girlfriend and I want to stay low to her. I don't want to be checking out all these other girls, and so that's how I see it.
Yeah, I get that. But
Yeah.
my wife and I were able to sit there and watch, and I did not get an erection, and neither did she. And we are still happily married, and everything is fine. So I guess we're able to compartmentalize the idea that, hey, they're just singing and dancing. Yeah, all right. But
Right.
listen, I respect your position on that
I
and
appreciate that,
how you want to
Jeffrey.
be. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to tell you how to be.
Yeah.
And I don't tell me how to be. And you know.
Yeah,
Good
but
on you knowing you can turn the channel off for a minute and then turn it back on.
I will say this too, clearly, like, it's not just towards women that I say they should be doing that. Like, I say the same thing with men as with women.
By
That's what I
women,
believe.
Harris, you mean baby makers, right?
Yes. Oh,
Kitchen
my
workers.
gosh.
Wow.
Oh man.
I'm
Jeffrey.
being horribly
Jeffrey,
unfair.
are you part of the fourth dimension? You're
Um,
like the fourth dimension is like it's getting in your head.
Moist one
Intense.
says, "You still owe me a little kiss, Harris."
Oh my
I
god.
don't think that's true either.
Oh my gosh.
Chief Skull Harris, Mrs. Chief Skull is listening with me, and she's shaking her head. Now you're in trouble. Chosen One says, "Did Triple H have the same issue when the lead singer of Maroon 5 was half naked during the Super Bowl?"
Yep.
Really? I sat there, I paused it, and I traced all his tattoos on the screen.
Did you really?
How many tattoos?
With like a pink crayon?
Hefty Lefty says, "You know what traumatized kids more? Old rockers dying on the stage because they shouldn't have tried for that one last show. That is a concern. As somebody who's good, some old guy from the Who is just going to be like, who are you? Dead."
Yeah.
Big George says, probably shouldn't have a risque Super Bowl halftime show on in the early evening hours of 6:30 p.m. If you want that show on late at night, go for it. But that thing airs early.
I agree with that.
I love
Families are
I
watching.
love that everybody thinks that kids go to bed at 7 p.m. I just love that. They're like, oh, you can do your dirtier stuff later on in the evening. My kids are up way later than me all the time.
I think that Harris is.
You want to do your dirty stuff, do it like at 9 a.m. when the kids are never awake.
I think this Harris is right. If you don't want to watch the show,
Absolutely.
there's an off button. You can
That's
shut
right.
it off.
Yep.
I don't hear Harris being judgmental. He was asked his opinion.
Yep.
I hear Jeffrey at the same time. If you don't want your kids or your family to see this, then you know, as a man or as a leader of a house, it could be the mom, the single mom. You know, shut it off. That's all.
That's
It's
what-
just- it doesn't have to turn into a big. I need to write the FCC,
Right.
and they need to know about this.
All jokes aside,
shut
yes,
it off.
you're right, Randy.
Yeah.
All
Thanks,
jokes
Randy.
aside,
Peacemaker Randy.
you know there's intelligence involved when the underlying message is, if you don't like, don't watch.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to be something that challenges your sensibilities, your faith, your family, turn it off.
Yep.
But for the rest of us, these hips don't lie. I'm not gonna. And I ain't your mama. I ain't your mama.
I ain't your mama.
I ain't your mama,
Jack.
So, give me my umbrella, Rella, and it's time for a break. When we come back, more NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text all to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's all to 321-321.
Al, why is there a goat on the table?
You said you wanted farm to table. He wouldn't sit in the chair.
That's not what I meant, Al.
Amy's Swine House, where everything is locally grown and produced: eggs, meats, vegetables, and outstanding breads and bakery. Renowned chef Jonathan Allen makes Amy's Swine House a true farm-to-table experience. Enjoy fresh, delicious dishes from a 5-star chef. Amy's is the best breakfast and brunch, worth the drive from anywhere in the valley. Search Amy's Swine House today.
It's almost summer, and we're building a Spotify road trip playlist assembled by the Fourth Dimension.
Send us what you think your top 10 road trip songs are.
You heard what Jeffrey said. Send in 10 of your favorite road trip songs to Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. How fun would it be if you could take a little piece of the blender with you on your next road trip? Where should they send their playlist recommendations to, Jeffco?
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. That's an interesting conversation about the Super Bowl halftime shows. My
Yes.
daughter just mentioned, she's like, I don't think they need to be wearing so little clothing out there when they're doing stuff too. And I said to her, I said, well, I think my issue would be more, and I don't know if I saw that with Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, but for me, it would be if it was over sexualization. If she said, there ain't no reason to lick a stripper pole. I don't know if she did that or not, or if you're doing certain dance moves that simulate acts and stuff. There is a point where you're like, whoa, maybe that's a bit much.
Yeah,
but I don't think that it's the costumes as much as the content of what they are saying, what they're communicating, and what they might be communicating when they're dancing. But as far as as the rest of it goes, yeah, it's just whatever the level is. Now, Harris, that was an interesting point. And I got respect for when you say, I'm sitting there with my gal, and they're like, we don't need to be looking at this.
Yeah,
and it's more of a respect thing for her. It's kind of like with me, and you've seen me with Alex and my wife. We go into a place. Do you see me looking at other women ever? Does my head ever turn? And no matter who's going by, no matter what's happened, Stevie, do you ever? She's shaking her head no. And so it's respect as much as just love.
Right, yeah.
So I get what everybody is saying, and I know I've been making some jokes and then messing around with Harris, but as much as one person's sensibilities would be this, another's could be in another direction. But there is a point where it's just some of these FCC complaints.
Just they're way too silly.
Yeah.
Way too silly.
Yeah.
You know, like the thing about Serena Williams being scolded for promoting gang affiliation just because she's doing a popular dance move.
That one I don't get at all. Now, I
think
say
we
this.
know what part of the hemisphere that came from.
Yeah.
That's from
Oh,
where
yeah.
from where Harris is from in the South. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It comes back to that.
Some
Probably
racist
right
out there
now.
is like,
Probably
I
right.
don't like her dancing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And I'll say this about the Shakira halftime show. I think discussion like this is good. It's
Mhm.
nice to get all of our opinions. I am a Christian. I'll say this in terms of the Daily Blender. We accept all people from all types of backgrounds. We're friends with whoever. It doesn't matter what you believe. You are welcome
Wait,
on the show.
are you speaking on behalf of the Daily Blender?
I'm
That-
speaking on behalf of every.
That is not true. That is not true. We do not accept
Oh.
anybody and everybody.
Okay. Well, in terms of the listeners,
I
I'd
don't accept
say-
racists. I don't.
Okay. Sure.
Accept needlessly mean people. I'll
Yeah, yeah,
block.
yeah.
I'll block the hell out of all kinds of people.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
No, listen. Randy and I have had long
Yeah.
enough careers. We don't got to put up with anyone's crap.
No,
So-
that's totally fair. Hey, I'm new to this. I'm
We-
learning. I'm new to this.
You
So,
kind of have to be nice to everyone. We don't.
Yeah. And,
Kyle G says, when I was little, we lived out east, so the Super Bowl was later. Halftime, my parents turned it off and had us get ready for bed, then turned the second half back on. Teen college me and buddies muted it and played Halo. Now halftime is dinner time for my kids, and I don't think I've ever watched a halftime show, so I've never been scandalized. But if I was, I just turn it off. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Moist One says, hey, I finally got some road trip songs for the road trip playlist.
Oh, yeah. Good.
None of these are going to make it, man. He says The Hamster Dance, Crazy Frog, and
No.
Thick of It by KSI.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Probably not. I mean, the fact
Probably
I
not.
hear my son laughing means, those are definitely not going to be on the list.
Yep.
Ringless
shot,
Joe says Lions will continue to. Wait, we don't want to talk about the Lions right now, Ringless Joe.
Oh,
Well, actually, we do. We were. No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Poor
I take that back.
Lions, man.
We
Poor
do want to talk some NFL. We're trying to get to it.
Yeah.
He says Lions will continue to dominate Kevin O'Connell, Ben Johnson, and Matt LaFleur, a.k.a. the Three Stooges of the NFC North.
Three Stooges.
Joe, did you remember the last game of your season?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
It was rough with the Commanders. It was rough.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
You know, as a Titans fan in that Bengals game, I saw a lot of flashbacks when I watched that Lions game. I saw a lot of resemblance. I'm not gonna lie to you. When Jared Goff came in there threw 3 picks, not the Colts. The Lions look good all year. They got the 1 seed. They had a lot of momentum. Everyone picking them. I saw a lot of resemblance to the Titans. I ain't gonna lie. Just saying
Donnie says Ringless Joe should drink more. Here, that is the question. Do you drink more or less? Ringless Joe, should he drink more or less? I feel like less.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends how much. It's about a balance. How much does Ringless Joe drink?
I can't say
That's
if
the
it's not
question.
enough or too much.
Right. We don't quite know.
There's
It's
only
all
one
about a
way to
good
find out,
balance.
Ringless Joe. You need to drink more.
There's only one way.
Just the Tip says, my girlfriend who recently passed used to work at the Cardinals training camp. Stunning hot. I never ever looked at anyone other than her ever, unless she said, look at that bitch. Come on, Just the Tip. That is that is the only time you're allowed to look. I guess actually that's true. That's true. Hefty Lefty says those Girls Gone Wild infomercials would have hit a different, just a bit different at 8 a.m., wouldn't they? Perfect. I can't read the rest of it. He says one of the catchiest tunes of the 90s and early 2000s made a great ringtone.
Yeah.
You talking about the hamster?
I
What are you talking about?
guess.
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
The hamster dance? Maybe?
Uh,
Maybe that Kia commercial.
Let's
See, I thought it was the safety dance.
You can dance if you want
that
to.
Rings a bell somehow, Randy.
You can leave
Yeah.
your friends behind.
Yeah.
But if they
That
don't
rings a bell.
dance, and if they won't dance, then Randy, they're no friends of mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Travis Hunter is now ahead of Shadur Sanders in the betting odds to be the number 3 overall pick.
I could see that. I could see that. Why wouldn't you?
So he can catch Jameis's completions and interceptions.
Everybody
Can be
says
receiver and corner.
generational, and that's what Travis Hunter. Boy, that's a lot of pressure
Everyone
on
except
that
the
kid.
Titans think that apparently.
So much pressure.
But does he realize how much pressure is on him? Because I don't know. He seems so effortless in what he does.
You don't know what he's like in private.
Well,
he might just
maybe.
be rocking back and forth on the edge of his bed.
You are 110% correct, Jeffco. But I'm just saying, it seems like to me the way he goes about his business, the interviews that you see him in. I mean, I saw him on an interview. Was it yesterday? And he just seems so calm and just kind of within himself. I don't feel
Jaden
like
Daniels like that.
I feel like he just doesn't feel the pressure of the world. And let him go to.
That's the nice thing about
a team and let him play ball.
That's the nice thing about the young people of the day, because we bear all the stress on ourselves,
right,
financially and life. The kids have like no idea, so they come out no stress at all. And I'm just saying that so my kids have to hear me say it. We bear all the stress so you can live this life of leisure and not a wrinkle on your face, not a concern or a care in your world. We will bear that for you and leave you completely unready
Penniless.
to handle the harsh future that awaits you.
Yeah,
that's not true on so many levels.
My daughter is shaking her head no. Milo's just looking at his phone. He just Dad, whatever.
There are a lot of parents who will try to do that, who will try to completely do everything for them. There are a lot of parents out there that do that.
You can't.
There are parents that do it.
Like
Just
Jeffrey, I'm sure he has raised his kids well, and they are responsible.
Well, we've met
citizens.
I've met my
From
kids.
what I've seen.
Well, we have a staff and we have people for that.
Yeah.
I get it, but I feel like Travis Hunter is just going to be fine, man.
So
I agree.
Let's see here. Titans with the 1 pick, Browns with the 2 pick. Well, the Browns held a private workout with Cam Ward, just so you know.
Yeah.
I guess you can do your due diligence. And now, is this a sign the Browns are going to work on a trade with the Titans? Is this more misdirection to try to make the trade more palatable with the Cowboys? Yada, yada, yada.
Look, man, if the Titans don't pick up Travis Hunter,
I'm going to be greatly disappointed.
You need to change your alliance because, my God, that's the stupidest move.
I don't know if I can. I was
seen.
born into this, Randy. I didn't have a choice.
Well, I was born in Colorado, so if I wanted to jump off the Colts and join my son on the Broncos, I think that everybody would agree that's permissible.
Yeah, that's fair. But you've lived through so much at this point, Jeffrey. So many.
I have a Super Bowl, unlike you two.
Wow.
It always comes back to this, Randy. Always comes back to this.
Can't hear you, kid. That woke up Milo. He started yelling at me.
Okay.
Well, you can tell me at the break. We're almost to the break.
Yeah.
I might become a Broncos fan if the Colts keep doing dumb crap like getting Daniel Jones. That's
yeah.
Anyway, so Cam Hayward, somebody got on the phone. Hey, Cam, yeah, what the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing? So Cam Hayward had come out before, and he was just like, you know what? You want to be on the Steelers, be on the Steelers. You want to be here, be here. If you don't, whatever. And everybody's like, ooh. And so I think somebody got on the phone and they're like, hey, we're trying to get him here. Can you please not say? So he comes out now. He's like, hey, it'd be cool to have Aaron Rodgers as a Steelers quarterback. Somebody got on the phone.
Potentially there might be some behind the scenes there.
Maybe it doesn't to you guys, but to me, it seems like the weirdest thing ever that we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, the diva, going to Steelerville.
He does not fit in there at all.
I feel that's exactly right, Jeffrey. There's no way he could put the black and gold on and be considered serious as a quarterback for the Steelers.
No, the fans would probably eat them alive. Aaron Rodgers is not any kind of a chemistry fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers, lunch pail kind of guys. They draft their guys and they hang with their guys. They look to build a team and not be trading stuff away. So even what they did with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, because they got them at a discount, people are like, okay, I guess so. I think the Steelers are in a tough place. Part of the success and part of the failure, because Tomlin keeps them above 500. So now if you look at where they are on, they'd have to trade up. They'd have to give up a lot. Maybe they need to here soon. They're at 21 in the draft order. They
Right.
would need, and maybe they're thinking about next year doing something like that to get their quarterback of the future. They would have to trade up because Mike Tomlin keeps winning games.
Yeah.
Makes it real difficult to
Yeah.
get the number 1, 2, or 3 quarterback in any draft.
This is probably the most talked about Steelers offseason in a while because
they don't do much.
They don't do much. Yep. And
they
here's
draft
the chance.
well.
They draft super well. They make good, solid free agency signings that go under the radar, and then you realize and look back months later, hey, wow, that was a good signing. That's what they do. So it's going to be really. I'm curious to see what Tomlin and Pittsburgh does. Very curious.
Well, we are what are we a month away, almost exactly a month away from the NFL draft,
Yes.
and so lots more breaking news to come, I am sure. Baker's Cocky Hen says the same Steelers with a completely different quarterback room 3 years in a row. Well, there's reasons for everything, but we don't have time to dive too deep into that right now. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes. So it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
These days, figuring out what, where, and how to watch TV is out of control. And so is the cost. That's why I'm psyched I found Philo. Live TV from A&E, Discovery, MTV, and all the channels I love. A huge library of movies and shows, and an unlimited DVR to save them. I also get AMC Plus and all their blockbuster hits. All this for just $28 a month when you sign up at philo.tv. Give it a try, risk-free at philo.tv.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone. Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Think you can handle a few drinks and still drive safely? Think again. Buzzed driving is drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving. Even one drink can cost you thousands in fines and legal fees. Plus, take away your driver's license. So plan ahead. Use a designated driver or rideshare. Get the facts at drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
If it's local,
we talk about it.
1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic. Today Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's see here, it's 2025.
Yes.
So 2032, 7 years from now.
Yes.
My kids are not into rowing. My kids.
No.
I'm looking ahead to the Brisbane
track and field.
Yeah,
track and field.
Brisbane 32 Olympics, 2032.
Yeah.
And the Olympics are in Brisbane, Australia.
That'll be a nice trip.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Except for if you're like on the rowing team or if you're doing any kind of
Well, they've decided that the place that they're going to have the swimming and some not the like the Ironman stuff, but more important, the rowing. Rowing in Australia will be done in a piece of water with crocodiles.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Interesting. With crocodiles.
Well, I mean, that should be part of the event. Beat the hell out of some crocodiles.
Maybe it'll make you row fast.
It's a great idea that they have this in the same place as the 2032 Olympic Paralympic Games, because you'll be able to create some Paralympic athletes with the actual regular Olympics when the crocodiles eat the legs off a couple of people.
I just had my leg removed by one of these Australian crocodiles. Can I just join these Olympics?
And it's not just crocodiles. I mean, we hear every other day of just wild animals, wild sea creatures that are found in Australia.
They got spiders the size of a Kia.
Oh my gosh! When I see that,
Australia is one of the most deadliest continents.
Crazy. I have a friend that lived
on the earth.
Stuff evolved a bit differently there.
You got the most dangerous snakes live there in Australia.
Right.
You got the most dangerous bugs. They live there.
Right.
You got the great white sharks. They live there. You got crocodiles. Oh, yeah. You got all this stuff.
But the crocodiles at Rockhampton, which is the area, they say they're lovely, gentle dinosaurs. What a load of garbage that is.
Lovely and
they're
gentle.
going to eat some people. I guarantee it. Don't fall in the water. And of course, the politicians there are even like, they think it's funny. They're just like, well, I guess some records are going to get broken.
Oh, yeah.
All right. He says, yeah, people would want to go pretty quickly, wouldn't they? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But one of the things that might save the rowers is there's a standard in an international course that there shouldn't be a stream. So if there's moving water, they like to have it a nice glassy, like a more of a lake pond kind of thing for rowing.
Yep.
So it still remains to be seen. But if they get their way, that I'll watch. I'll actually watch. I'm going to watch this one.
It'll be very intriguing.
Oh, there's the team from Norway.
I'll have
the team.
I'll be waving a flag with a crocodile.
The traitors.
I'm team crocodile at that point.
Yeah.
Go get them. Just go get them.
Maybe the crocodiles will have bets on a certain team and go after the other one.
Crocodiles will have bets placed with their crocodile bookies.
Yeah.
But
you never know.
Yeah, there was a good point though, but it's not a good point. At the first glance, you're going to go, "Hey, that's a good point." Then you're going to go, "Wait a minute." Crocodile, in the water. Well, there's this dude, Olympic chief Andrew Liveris. He says, "You know what? There's sharks in the ocean, and we still do surfing."
That's a true story.
This is true.
But the ocean is way, way bigger. You know, there are the sharks are not like completely exactly in the area, and they can't get away from the place you're surfing. So when there's a lot of activity in surfing, the sharks could just go away. These crocodiles can't. So the crocodiles are like, well,
I don't think they want to.
Yeah, you brought me lunch. Why would I leave?
Free food.
Free
lunchtime.
food. Yeah,
it's not the crocodile's fault, but anyway. So I just thought that was interesting. So, hey, Randy, let's make a date. 7 years from now, you and I we're gonna watch rowing together.
There we
smoke
go.
some cigars and drink some whiskey and
hell yes.
And
let's go Crocs.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, you know what? I've never owned or wore a pair of Crocs. 2032, I will.
I think that's the way to do it.
Maybe you should have a crocodile face, costume, so they think, oh no, this guy's one of us. We're not going to.
You mean the rowers should have croc heads?
Maybe every single rower should have just a croc head.
Yeah, the rower just comes out. They all have croc heads, and the crocodile swims over, looks over, and just picks up their phone, calls their dealer. How strong was that stuff? Oh my god, you're seeing some weird stuff out here, man.
Yeah. Dude, these crocodiles are freaking weird.
What's
going on with them?
Baker's Cocky Hen says, and I think he's talking about the Steelers, he says the Steelers remind me of the Suns, consistently good enough to be in the playoff hunt. When was the last time Pittsburgh was great? Back with Rapesburger? Last won a playoff game 8 years ago. Who cares who their quarterback is? They'll be possible first-round playoff loser at best, regardless.
Let me say this. This is a massive insult towards the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Phoenix Suns did not make the playoffs for 10 years? 10 consecutive years. would they miss the playoffs? Mike Tomlin has had a winning record every year since 2006.
Yeah.
I think it's massive.
Come on now. Come on
I feel like
now.
it's a
Come
massive
on,
insult.
people.
Buffalo Mike says the same thing happened to my Broncos in the mid 2000s, picking in the last half of the first round for years. The curse of a great coach with a bad roster. Travis Hunter, truly generational talent, and should go first overall.
Absolutely.
We shall see.
This is true. This is
You
true. We'll see if
never
the
know.
Titans want to do that.
You never know.
Yeah.
Just the Tip says, I was born into a Giants home. 1965, first live game, lived 40 minutes from the various stadiums. What they need is offensive line, protect the quarterback. Even a dork could look good then.
Yep.
Dork quarterback. Oh, yeah, Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, he's cringy.
Yeah, there it is.
Cringy as hell.
Yep. There it is.
Let's see here. You know what? We probably should just get this out of the way.
All right.
Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1957, the St. Petersburg, Florida police arrested New York Yankee manager Casey Stengel and released him on $50 bail after he allegedly kicked newspaper photographer Brandon Sanders of the St. Petersburg Independent. The alleged altercation occurred in the first inning when former World War II Associated Press photojournalist came into the dugout. Okay. So Randy's going to tell you that's a huge no-no. So this photojournalist was taking pictures, and then he said, well, I was told I was obstructing the team's view of the opponent. So he's like, well, I'll come down into the dugout. When he did that, Casey Stengel just started kicking at him like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You
Who do you think you are?
Ain't supposed to be press in the dugout. No
Nope.
photographer, no
Nope.
reporter, nobody but the team and the team, ball boys, bat boys, and players and
Yeah.
coaches. Period. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is the team in there. And if you're not part of the team, and you're somebody snapping Polaroids of the team, yeah, just get the hell out of here, man. What are you doing in here?
Yeah, they're focused on the game. They're sitting there with their little sunflower seeds or the chewing tobacco.
Right.
And they're doing their thing and they're staring. You ever watch the video and they cut over to a guy standing there, the manager, he's just like this.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't just sleeping. He's thinking.
Deep in thought,
Yes.
man. Deep in thought. Yeah.
Observing,
Yeah.
watching what the players are doing, kind of looking at some of the signs, trying to get an idea of what's going on and thinking
Yeah.
strategy. Now, all of a sudden, you got a guy with a camera in your face. Like, get the hell out of here. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ain't
I
no
don't-
place for the press or anyone else.
Look, man, I don't care if you were on Peleliu with the Marines. Get the hell out of this dugout, Jack.
Yeah.
Somebody probably should have told him that. And again, now back on the other side, the poor guy didn't know any better. But he learned real quick,
Well,
didn't he?
Right.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
He won't
Come
make that
on,
same
man.
mistake, you could say. But yeah, I mean, as for one that has like been assigned with the task of like broadcast camera in the dugout, when the press gets in and they'll like get in front of your shot and there's all these people, Japanese media especially. Japanese media is crazy. When you deal like they are like it's a different animal. And
There's a lot of crazy in
like
Japan.
when you Darvish pitched, it was like I had to tell people like 20 times, get out of my way. It was pretty gnarly.
Well, you know, look, I
They
think
love
you're a very
baseball.
nice guy
Very.
at Triple H.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'd
Randy.
swing that big 60X cannon around and start bashing guys. And there
Oh,
would be
man.
parts of cameras all over the place.
Right.
Get the hell out of here.
Because I'm live TV here.
Yeah.
And so I could be like, come on, y'all.
So when you don't have a camera and you go to a game,
Yeah.
where's your preferred place to sit? Where do you like to sit? If you get like, I'm going to buy some tickets, I'm going to sit over here by the third baseline. I go to the first base. I'm going to sit in the outfield. Where is your preferred place to sit?
Honestly, I think halfway between first base and the catcher, I think is pretty cool because you
Okay.
get to kind of see like this like the strategy of the
Sure.
pitcher and
You
the
can see
first
the
base coach and the
shortstop
catcher,
play.
the shortstop. Like I
Yeah.
think that is probably my favorite spot.
I like to be just off the first baseline, or the kids and I we've sat over just off of third base.
Yeah. That's it.
And the view on that, you get to see everything that happens down the first baseline,
Yeah.
and it's a good view. It's a
Yeah.
good view from there, but you have to be a little further up for that view to really work when you're watching the
I
game.
think if he's a righty, I like sitting by first base because you get to see like also what that for base runner's thinking. Is he going to steal? He's looking at him. If he's a lefty, sitting by third's pretty cool. So
Randy,
kinda-
having been a catcher, do you like to sit right behind the plate, or where's your preferred place?
I mean, to me, I don't like to sit right behind the plate, but to me, I'd like to sit somewhere like you were saying, about halfway down third base or first base
Yeah,
line,
me too.
about midway down. So,
Right.
so you're
Yeah.
above the field. You
see
get to
more.
see everything that's
Right.
going on. You get to see movement of the players. You get to kind of see the velocity of the pitch, which I always think is amazing at
It
these
is
days
pretty
of
awesome
time.
to see. Yeah.
The way these guys, how hard they're throwing the ball is just
nuts.
incredible.
It's
Whereas
nuts.
if you're right behind them, you really don't get that feeling of
Yeah.
the velocity of the ball coming in or of the ball being hit. Those balls there's some aspirin being spread around
Yeah.
the ballpark, off the bat of a major league hitter. So
Well, for opening day, we're just off third base line. So it's like, hey, kids,
Good
put the
spot.
phones away. Put the phones away.
Yeah.
there you
Be
go.
ready. Be ready for anything. Put the
That's
phones
right.
away.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Just don't
Gotta
want
be
to.
ready.
You don't want to end up on
Oh.
TV that way.
Man, I wish I was going with you. That sounds like fun right there.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
some fun.
Yeah, I'd have bought you a ticket, but somebody needs to do the show. So
I know. I know.
Randy has done this to me though. Randy has found his way to some opening days and some games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He just at the right time. I don't know if I'm gonna make
Oh
it.
man, what a coincidence.
What?
Uh-oh. Oh no. Corbin Burns pitching for the D-backs. Oh, Randy's catching a little stomach ache. Uh-oh.
Why? It's not Corbin Burns on opening day.
Well, it
It's,
is not Corbin Burns. That's
it
right.
is the
That's right.
milkman, Zach
Yes,
Gallen.
Zach Gallen on opening day. Well, I was just going to say when Corbin Burns was pitching, but maybe
Oh,
you're
yeah.
sick for Zach Gallen too.
We'll have gallons of fun. All right.
Oh,
that's funny. Okay.
Everybody.
Okay, so remember everybody, and remember to remind everybody the remembering part that the Daily Blender will be on from 2 to 4 on Thursday and Friday, getting you ready for the Sweet 16 action.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
Everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yes.
2 p.m.
Yes, yes.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Bye-bye.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day.